And a very good evening from Ian Hunt. Welcome to BBC Radio Wales Sport, live from the Cardiff City Stadium as Wales play South Korea in a friendly, the first ever meeting between these two sides ahead of Monday's crucial Euro 2024 qualifier away to Latvia. All the build-up coming up after the 7 o'clock news, but let's just give you the team news first of all with Rob Phillips.
Yes, first starts for Jordan James and Nathan Broadhead in this team, which is captained by Ben Davies. So it's Danny Ward making his first run-out of the season in goal. Across the back, Connor Roberts, Joe Rodon, Chris Mepham, Ben Davies and Nico Williams. Three in midfield, Jordan James, Ethan Ampadu and Harry Wilson. Nathan Broadhead is up front alongside the new Spurs striker Brennan Johnson, and he will be facing his teammate Heung-min Son, who captained South Korea.
So all the build-up on the way, we'll hear from Rob Page, Aaron Ramsey, Jurgen Klinsmann, the visiting manager, and much more besides, with Nathan Blake and Simon Church, our expert summarisers for this game. Live on Radio Wales this evening. That is after we get the latest Radio Wales news, travel and weather for Wales with Sean Howell.
Your team for Welsh Sport. BBC Radio Wales Sport.
And a very good evening from Ian Hunt. Yes, international football is back, and welcome to a quieter Cardiff City Stadium than we've known it in recent years. But then maybe that's no great surprise given how the summer has gone so far for Wales.
Morel, pushed off the ball by Iwu. Could be 4 now. It is 4. Every time Wales think they have this game sorted, Armenia show their prowess going forward. Shot coming in, left-footed drive. Oh, it's gone in! And that's Wales gone now, surely. And Wales are really up against it if they're to make the top 2 in this group.
Yep, European hopes in the balance. 1 win in 12, manager under big pressure. So can Rob Page revive lost hope and get the critics off his back?
I've played football since I was 16. You know, I've had criticism all my life. As a player, as a coach, as a manager. It comes with the job. You're going to be tested, you're going to have challenging times. It's how you react to that and respond to it.
Tonight, it's South Korea, a game Page doesn't really want, but a chance for the most expensive Welshman since Gareth Bale to show why Spurs have just paid 45 million for him.
Johnson for Wales, into the penalty area. Oh, and he scored! Brennan Johnson, 2 in 2, and he's got the red wall roaring.
But can he outshine his new Tottenham teammate, a weekend hat-trick hero?
Oh, lovely ball in for Son, who's on a hat-trick. Son drills it near post. Another craftsman's finish. Tottenham Hotspur pulling out all the stops.
Yeah, not a bad Premier League sign-off for Son. Spurs legend Jurgen Klinsmann would have approved. He's now in charge of South Korea, but no wins in 5.
Yeah, no process of testing things out, rejuvenating the team step by step, and we want to play a very good game. We want to win the game, but overall it's exciting to be here.
This is BBC Radio Wales Sport with Ian Hunt.
Well, it's a novelty, isn't it? Whatever you want, whether you wanted the game or not, the first ever meeting between Wales and South Korea, live on BBC Radio Wales on a sultry Indian summer's evening in Cardiff. But as we know, it has been a cruel summer so far for Wales, with those damaging June defeats and the downbeat mood that's we've had over the past couple of months, reflected really by lots of empty seats tonight, with a crowd of about 12, maybe 13,000 expected. Not as bad as the 7,000 that was feared at one point, but certainly a low-key feel to tonight's game. Just a couple of thousand maybe in their seats at the moment, all in red shirts as far as I can see, given how warm it is here this evening. But as Rob Page has said, it is all about Monday's qualifier in Latvia, isn't it? So crucial to those hopes of spending next summer on tour in Germany, watching Wales, we hope, at Euro 2024. Let's introduce you to our team then for this friendly. Alongside Rob Phillips, our football correspondent, we have our regular Wales summariser Nathan Blake. Good evening.
Good evening, Ian.
The very epitome of cool in his dark glasses on this warm summer's evening.
I do try my best, mate.
And alongside Nathan, we've gone to Church. Simon Church, another former Wales striker who joins us. How are you, Simon?
Very good, thank you.
He's a cool dude, that man to your left, isn't he?
Showing me up here.
I thought you meant me.
No, I didn't. Three cool dudes, there we go. Good to see you all. How are we feeling? Nathan, let's start with you, because you know you've seen a lot of Wales. You've seen those games in June, the Armenia defeat here.
Yeah,
it was a hard night to watch, wasn't it? And then, of course, the loss in Turkey. We are where we are, and I suppose the crowd tonight reflects where Welsh football is at the moment. We could get those big nights back later in the campaign, of course, when those games could well be crucial. This place could be full again, but not at the moment.
Yeah, it's surprising to see, to be honest with you. I'll be honest, with what we've seen over the last decade or so, to see a Welsh friendly and some of the players on display with the opponents tonight. I thought you'd get 20,000, 25,000, but it's not to be. You have to understand, financially times are difficult for a lot of people, and the Welsh squad hasn't performed well for, you'd probably say pre-World Cup. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot of different factors involved why I think the crowd is so small tonight. But listen, like you say, Ian, you can get it back, and that comes with winning games. Simple as that.
1 win in 12, Simon. Now that stretches back to last year, doesn't it? And the win here over Ukraine, unforgettable night at this stadium, where arguably never had a better atmosphere for a Wales international game. But how are you feeling about it? You still know a lot of these players, still pretty close to the players, having retired a few years ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously a bit of a transition at the minute. We went through something previously about 10 years ago when there was, the younger generation coming through, and it took a bit of time to mould and gel together. And I feel like that's where we are. We've obviously lost some top players from the last campaign. So, yeah, it's going to take a bit of time, but we've got some good young players coming through as well.
Well, we'll talk more shortly. We'll talk actually after the teams. So let's get the team news tonight, because that is one of the big talking points. What kind of side is he facing? Let's get that from the cool dude sat at the end of the bench with a big bag of sweets in front of him.
Yeah, and I think you were saying, Ian, beforehand, it's probably stronger than many of us expected. So this is the Wales team. Though surprising goal, Danny Ward needs a game, hasn't featured for his club Leicester this season. Then across the back, Connor Roberts on one flank, Nico Williams on the other. Then in the middle, Chris Mepham, Joe Roden now at Leeds, and the captain, back after missing the Turkey game, is Ben Davies of Spurs. Midfield, first off for Jordan James of Birmingham City, alongside Ethan Ampadu and Harry Wilson. And then a really interesting strike force, the £47.5 million Spurs man Brennan Johnson, alongside Ipswich Town's in-form Nathan Broadhead. Aaron Ramsey has, along with David Brooks, and has been named on the bench, but I'm still not sure we're going to see Ramsey tonight. So the South Korea side, well, they come from 9 countries. So in goal is Kim Sin-young, across the back Seol Young-woo, Young Jin-hyun, Kim Min-jae, who's just gone to Bayern Munich from Italian champions Napoli. Lee Jae is the right back. Across the midfield, Hwang In-bum, Park Young-nu, Lee Young-sung and Hong Young-suk. He plays his football in Belgium and Ghent. And the front line is Cho Yu-sung, who's in form for Danish club Midtjylland, alongside the captain, who scored a hat-trick on Saturday against Burnley for Spurs, Son Heung-min.
Good luck tonight. Thank you, Rob. Let's get your reaction to the team news then, guys. But first of all, what Rob Page said yesterday about would rather not play this game. Was that a mistake to say that, bearing in mind the team that is there? Opportunities for players to get game time, to get minutes. Haven't played a lot of football. Yeah. Brennan Johnson, we can see him playing. He wants to play. Was that a mistake for him to say that?
I don't know if it was a mistake. I understand what he's saying. Right? I totally understand what he's saying. He just wants to get to the qualifiers and play and win and get the stress and the press and people like. Yeah. I don't include myself.
We do.
I know you do, yeah. But you want to get people off his back. It's as simple as that. And he knows he's been in football long enough to understand that only winning results, winning games stops all that, and the longer it goes without you picking up a result, the worse it gets. Now for me, I go the other way. I say, you've got a squad, like you're saying, Ian, you've got a lot of players who've not played. This is an opportunity for them to play together. You're not pulling out all your big stops. You've got a few of them in there, but you have got some big names also on the bench. But this is a great opportunity for that what you've practiced to put it into a game that isn't a meaningful game, right? So I think I think Rob will want to win this game tonight, obviously, and I think the players need to win the game to build their confidence. I really do. But if they don't, then you've got to get out to say, well, we were trying this and trying that. Your new players gelling together, blah, 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 and the real one comes on the weekend or after the weekend.
Monday night
away
live
in
on
Latvia.
BBC Radio Wales, Latvia. You're part of our team for that. At least I think you are. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what they're saying the important game is. But I understand that.
Yeah.
But I still think we need to we're not one in 12 games, you say.
One win in 12. That was Latvia in March.
1-0, right? And it was tight. Armenia, I think most people thought, right, we'll come back and we got beat. And for me, we got convincingly beaten. It wasn't like a lucky result. They were better than us on the night, played better football and everything, and opened us up. So for me, any game you can get and start to get into a rhythm, because that's what football is, getting into a rhythm, getting your players together. Everyone will say, Church will tell you, training is one thing, but playing is different. And I think if you're training and going into the competitive game, I think that's much better than just training for me.
And Simon, your thoughts? Because, obviously Brendan Johnson, we talked a lot about him and looking forward to seeing what he can do. Big star. Could he be a big star at Spurs? Nathan Broadhead as well. Great opportunity for him with Kiefer Moore on the bench tonight and also suspended for Monday.
Yeah, like Blakey was saying, this is from the outside and from the coaching staff, this is a bit of an inconvenience, but for people like Broadhead, who I've been in his position, I see these friendlies as a massive opportunity, and he'll be fully focused on trying to nick a goal, putting in a good performance. This is what football's about. Sometimes there's injuries, sometimes there's opportunities for you, and you've got to take those opportunities. So a lot of these players will be seeing this game as an opportunity, but like Blakey was saying, I think it's about putting in a good performance and building some momentum towards Monday.
Okay, well, half an hour to go until kick-off here on BBC Radio Wales against South Korea, and as we've just been discussing, no Aaron Ramsey in the side tonight. He's on the bench, not risked from the beginning, with a Monday's game in mind, obviously. But Ramsey talking this week and backing the boss, Rob Page, after all of that criticism that he's had following those June defeats to Armenia here at the Cardiff City Stadium, and then again in Turkey.
The referee says that's it. Wales have suffered enough in Samsun. The question marks build against Rob Page, and Wales are really up against it if they're to make the top two in this group.
We're all behind the gaffer. I think what he's done has been quite remarkable. Coming in the circumstances that he did, getting to a European Championship, to a World Cup. And now we've gone through a transitional period. We've lost some big players. It was always going to be difficult. These little transitional periods are always quite tricky at times, and I think we've started off this campaign really well with the 2 results, and the last 2 we probably got it wrong in the first game, and then the second game the red card kills us. So now is an opportunity for us to bounce back and take one game at a time. We know what we've got to do.
They've done it before, but how do they bounce back from this? Because they've slumped to another defeat. It's just 1 win in the last 12 games.
Been in this position before. We all know that there's a good group. There's a lot of potential in this team. A lot of players playing at the highest level. Exciting, young, talented players as well. So we'll take it 1 game at a time now, and hopefully we can get everybody, right behind us and give us that extra bit then to, hopefully be in a position like before where we can get into the last couple of games with a chance of qualifying.
Ramsey is called for it again on the corner of the box. Here he is. Maybe worth a shot, and he tries it. Ramsey, goal! Oh, what a goal! Aaron Ramsey's first goal on his Cardiff return. It's an absolute screamer.
Yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing to be back. getting stuck into the family things as well. And I'm glad they're going back to school, but no, it's been great to be just in and around it all again. It's been difficult over the last 18 months being away from them and things like that. So from a football point of view as well, I definitely feel good at the moment. I'm enjoying it. Brought back so many memories as well from when I first started, and taking the same walk down to the training pitches and things like that, and seeing some familiar faces around the place and around the stadium and stuff. So yes, I just feel really good, and like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders, and now I can go out and express myself again.
Good morning. It was one of the busiest deadline days to end a record-breaking football transfer window. Wales international Brennan Johnson, one of the biggest deals. He completed his move from Nottingham Forest to Tottenham Hotspur for £45 million.
Yeah, I wish I went to Tottenham, but no, I think from his point of view, it's a brilliant move for him. The potential that he has is quite scary, so hopefully now he can take them next steps and go to the next level, if you like. So it's going to be important for Wales as well. It's going to be huge for us over the next whatever years that is. But we're all excited, and hopefully now he can he has another platform to improve himself again.
Yep, home sweet home these days here at the Cardiff City Stadium for Aaron Ramsey, the Wales captain. Now he's back with the Bluebirds, but not in the Wales team tonight. He's on the bench, wrapped in bubble wrap ahead of Monday's game in Latvia, when he will certainly return to leave Wales out. Very busy at the moment watching the South Korean players warming up right in front of us. The Wales players just to our left-hand side. Jurgen Klinsmann, I think he's just gone back down the tunnel and into the changing room. The South Korean coach, he was down there for a little bit, having a little bit of a chat with Robert Page as well, just a few moments ago, down there in his grey polo shirt and black trousers. As we've talked a little bit about Wales and the importance obviously of tonight, looking ahead to Monday as well, what about the visitors here this evening and what it means to South Korea? Why did they take this particular fixture in Cardiff? We have a Korean football writer with us, Jae Ming Hong. Welcome to BBC Radio Wales. Good evening.
Good evening.
How are you enjoying Cardiff?
It's quite warm than I expected, so it's all very nice.
It's always like this in Wales. Always this hot. No, it won't be. Not for long. What this game then tonight? Why is this match important to South Korea? What does your team get out of this fixture?
So since UEFA Nations League started, it's very getting difficult to find out the quality European side. We have to catch up with the football trend, and we have to experience play against the top teams for the World Cup. So I think the Wales is a very fine opponent for the Korean team.
And I was talking about Jurgen Klinsmann there. He's come under some pressure himself, hasn't he, for not having won a game yet since he took charge, 6 months ago? Yeah. Is he under a lot of pressure?
Yes, he is. Klinsmann came to Korea at the beginning of this year, just after the Qatar World Cup. Had 4 games, no win, 2 draws, 2 lost. But biggest reason of the pressure is his style of doing his job. I mean, he's been away from the Korea more than half time, and he said wherever he is, he's doing his job. But the Korean media and fans are concerned about his professionalism because he had a similar problem in the past.
He's a big legend, isn't he? Do they like him? Do they love him in South Korea? How do they feel about him?
Very first time he came to Korea, everybody just welcome to Korea, and we love you. But he's been the California, Europe, but not in Korea K-League, so it's quite concerning.
Because he's based in California, isn't he? As you say. Tonight's game then, what kind of match will it be for Wales? And obviously we saw Song Heung-min yesterday at the press conference. He is your captain. But apart from him, who are the key players for South Korea?
So firstly, Korea needs to win, as simple as that. Klinsmann is under pressure, he needs to win. And for the Korean squad, another big man is Min Jae-kim, Bayern Munich centre back. He's a big, fast centre back. And we have full of quality players. Im Bong-hwang, he's playing for the Red Star Belgrade, and Hee Chun-hwang, he also started to score the recent games. And we also have the Jason Lee, Mainz, and we have many good players. So it's gonna be a very good game.
Well, it sounds like Jurgen Klinsmann under as much pressure to win as Rob Page is then, really. Thank you for joining us on Radio Wales. Appreciate your time. Enjoy your evening.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Jae Ming-hon there, a Korean football writer. Really good to get that perspective. Shall we hear from Jurgen Klinsmann then, their head coach? There's a bit of history as well, isn't there, with him and Wales. If you remember the game back in 1991 when that famous Germany side lost to Wales in Cardiff. Who could forget that one? Ian Rush and everything else. He's 6 months into the job, as we were saying, and winless in his 4 games in charge as South Korea prepare for World Cup qualifiers coming up and also January's Asian Cup.
For us, the important part is to grow and to improve. I think we did quite well the first 4 games. We didn't get the results, but I was pleased with the way the team showed up and dominated all 4 games. We didn't score the goals. But for me, it's a huge learning curve, so I want to kind of see the progress happening with every game. I want to win, absolutely, no doubt about it. But the must win comes in Qatar and go for the Asian Cup, which Korea hasn't won since 60 years.
6 minutes for South Korea to save their World Cup dreams. And they will get the counter with Son. We've seen him do it before. Will he try and go all the way once again? He'll feed it through, and the flag stays down. And South Korea could have the goal that sends them into the last 16 for only the 3rd time in their history.
So far, after a couple of months being in this adventure, I'm very pleased. And I know that social media is extreme in Korea. They tell me a lot, they teach me a lot every day. Probably 80% of your paycheck is, that everybody's allowed to tell you what to do. But that doesn't bother me at all. It's a wonderful experience so far. And I see a team that brings so much quality step by step. You see more and more Korean players coming into Europe to grow, to learn. And there is a huge opportunity for Korea go much, much further than they did in the last World Cups. And this is the goal, and this is why I took this job, is to help them believe step by step to go much further in a World Cup than they did in the last 3-4 World Cups.
Voller for Germany, checks, gets in the cross towards Voller, but it's headed away beautifully by the Welsh defence, and Paul Bodin swings it long for Ian Rush. Can Ian Rush get in on goal? He's through. A great chance for Ian Rush to score for Wales, and he has, with a magnificent low shot. What a moment for Welsh football. Ian Rush gives them the lead against the world champions.
Ian Rush took my jersey. Kidding, we swapped jerseys. No, we have an interesting history, obviously, from a German perspective now with Wales. The clash before the World Cup in Italy, where Wales kind of almost kicked us out from the World Cup in the last second of the game, or a couple of minutes before the end, Mark Hughes. And then we had some qualifiers. It's been always an emotional, traumatic kind of matchup with Wales. It's a nice opportunity. We hope we show you good quality football, but the history between Germany and Wales has always been an exciting one.
It's like football royalty really inside Cardiff City Stadium tonight, is it, with Jurgen Klinsmann there? Yeah, who could forget 1991 when Wales famously beat West Germany with that Ian Rush goal. So we are 25 minutes away from kick-off between Wales and Klinsmann's South Korean side, with Simon Church, Nathan Blake and Rob Phillips, our commentary team this evening here on Radio Wales. And were you laughing then, Nathan Blake, because I wondered whether you were around in 1991? Was that?
Well, I was.
Was that what it was? You were around, obviously, but you didn't play in that game.
No, I wasn't. I was still playing. I was at Cardiff City.
Yeah.
I think I just maybe made my debut around them times. So you're not far off.
You weren't far off. It's not like 81 or 71 were you playing in there, but you would have been there, Rob.
I was there, yeah. I was reporting for the South Wales Echo.
Writing something about someone that wasn't nice. I
Just
bet.
at the start of Nathan Blake's glorious career.
Well, he almost ended it. So.
And I'd like to think I was a big help in those early days here.
I've just been told you were 3 years old, Simon Church, in 1991.
Yeah, we could see the potential then, though.
Should we talk about Wales then? Because obviously we've got to look at where we are, Rob. And just a reminder of where Wales are in terms of the Euro qualifying table ahead of Monday. Because as much as it's going to be intriguing tonight, but it is all about what's to come with 4 more games in this group. Wales 5 points adrift of the leaders with 4 to go.
Turkey at top, played for 9 points. Armenia, big surprise, played 3 6 points. Wales have played 4 points, same as Croatia, but they've only played 2. And Latvia at bottom, played 3 no points. Tomorrow night, Croatia play Latvia, Turkey play Armenia, and then on Monday when Wales are in Latvia, actually Croatia will have already played Armenia. So 2 key nights ahead, but just the one for Wales. But how big is that Latvia game? One of the biggest games for years.
Well, let's ask Simon Church and Nathan Blair, how big is that Latvia game? Do you still feel Wales can qualify? Top 2?
It's going to be a tough ask. It all comes down to Monday. I think, we can't look at anyone else, any other teams, any other results. I think Monday, over the years, we've been in plenty of positions where we've had to win a game. So there'll be boys that have experienced that and know what they have to do. But yeah, for the qualification's sake, and probably Rob Page's job, I think everyone's fully aware that Monday is such a big day.
Yeah, I think I would agree. I think we have to win them all, Ian. To be honest with you, I think you have to win every game.
Unlikely.
Well, like Churchy said, anything's possible. You've got to believe it. If you don't believe it, then it'll never happen. And in the past when we've been under the caution, really needed a result, we've had Superman to bail you out, right? But you're looking for a new Clark Kent now. Who is it going to be? Is it Brennan Johnson? You know what I mean? Is he the next best thing to step up and become that leader of the team? Because, Rambo's not going to be able to go on for much longer. He's doing what he's doing. He's playing really well for Cardiff. But listen, it's a massive ask. But, Wales just have to focus on one game at a time. And that's why I was saying I wouldn't overlook this game tonight. You don't want to be getting drilled 4 or 5-0 tonight. You know what I mean? You want to be coming off with a positive result, positive press reports, and then everyone goes into the Latvia game on a bit of a high, knowing, right, if we go and get 3 points, regardless of we don't need 4 goals, 5 goals. If we just get the result, then things start to turn around. The mood is far more positive from everybody, players and press and everyone included.
Looking for a new Clark Kent. I like that. I've just written that down. Brilliant. So is Brennan Johnson that man? That's how we've been sort of billing him, haven't we? Since Bale retired earlier in the year. We'll see tonight whether he can produce a bit of magic against South Korea. But we talk about the faith, the hope, the belief. How are the fans feeling? Let's get some thoughts from some of them. Our reporter Alex Mlinovic has been speaking to some members of the Red Wall.
Yeah, very excited. I think it'll be a good game. I think there'll be a lot of substitutions because obviously with the game coming up on Monday, they're much more important. But with Jurgen Klinsmann, the fact that he's not won a game yet since he's started a career, I think it'll be important for them to try and get a win. But obviously we haven't won either, so we'll be looking for that win as well, I think.
Yeah, so big game on Monday. That's the real one that everyone's talking about. Confident?
Of course, it's Wales, isn't it? Of course they're going to win, yes.
Obviously a lot of pressure, probably a must-win game on Monday. Any pressure on Page?
Yeah, I think, there's probably been a bit of criticism of late, but it's difficult. There's been a lot of changes. He's trying to bring some youngsters in now. I think the team seem to be behind him with that, and they understand, you've got to change. We've lost some big players over, recently, so I think, and I can see there being a lot of changes tonight, a lot of substitutions, but, giving young players a chance to sort of have a go. But yeah, like you say, Latvia is a critical one on Monday, so I think they'll be sort of saving players back for that one.
You've seen the teams. What do you make of the lineup?
Yeah, it's nice, refreshing. Nice to see Broadhead have a chance. Brendan playing. Bit gutted that Rambo's not involved, but it's hopefully got enough to get a result tonight.
Happy with the team?
Yeah, stronger than I thought, so that's why I'm going with draw. I was thinking a bit pessimistic first of all, but I'll go draw because it's a bit stronger than I thought.
Yeah, it certainly is. Brennan Johnson and Nathan Broadhead leading the Welsh line tonight with Kiefer Moore on the bench. Aaron Ramsey also among the substitutes. The Red Wall with a few bricks missing this evening. Certainly the Canton stand to our left about half full. I would say the same maybe for the Ninian stand opposite us. And again, the same thing really, half the stand full for the family stand to our right hand side. Quite a subdued atmosphere ahead of this friendly kick-off in just under 15 minutes. Live on BBC BBC Radio Wales. Well, let's hear from Rob Page then, shall we, before the teams come out. He's been through plenty of good times. We know that, helping Wales qualify for 2 major tournaments in a row, but no doubt that these are the tough times, aren't they? A crucial game to come in Latvia on Monday. So no big risks with team selection tonight as he prepares to stare down his critics following those 2 June defeats.
This game is important for us, but not as important as Latvia away on Monday. It's all about the points for us. And we've had a look at the players, we've had a look at the minutes they've been playing, and we've picked the side accordingly. There is going to be changes made at half-time on the hour mark. It'll be foolish of me to risk playing the lads for 90, 95, 100 minutes sometimes now and jeopardising any chance that we've got for Monday. So for me, it's all about Monday's game.
The question marks build against Rob Page, and Wales are really up against it if they're to make the top 2 in this group.
It's been a frustrating couple of months. With international management, there's things you want to get off your chest straight away. But the first day on camp that we got together Sunday, they were addressed, boxed off, and I've got to say that the reaction again in training this week has been incredible, really positive. That's the idea. What we did in March with the result against Croatia away, it was a positive response from the disappointment of the World Cup. So we've shown in the past that we can do it, and it'll be no different this time. We're after a positive result and performance on Monday.
And you'll be aware that there's been a lot of criticism of you and the team generally. What's interesting is that you've said recently that you don't read social media, you don't read what former players or reporters write about you and the team. But I wonder who do you turn to for a second opinion, or to ask, what could I have done better?
Yeah, ex-players that I keep in contact. I'm not going to name names, but managers that I've had in the past, positive influences that have been in my life. You go to them, and people that know football, people that have been in the game long enough to understand the ups and downs of football. It's normal. Ex-players, ex-coaches that are out of work at this moment in time, they've all got their own agendas. I can't get caught up with all that, and I refuse to. So if they want to go and write articles, let them write it. It's not a problem. If I read them, if I throw focus onto them, I'm taking focus off the job in hand, and that is getting us qualified for another major tournament. So I have to keep full focus on that.
Yeah, there's 3 million Wales managers across the country, aren't there? All with their opinions on what kind of team that you should play, the tactics and the structures, etc. Is there anything that you feel you could have done differently or better against Turkey and Armenia?
Yeah, we always look back. Of course, the staff have had meetings, and the camp was very, very good. We look at training and did we equal out the amount of defensive sessions we've done with the attacking sessions? It's the little detail of that we look into. Was the message clear in the importance? They knew the importance of the game, but did we underestimate what we were up against? On Sunday, I've shown lads the stats of 4 days after we got one of the best results Wales have had away from home in drawing with Croatia. We beat Latvia 1-0, kept a clean sheet, the only team to keep a clean sheet against them, and give a very, very disciplined defensive performance. And what I mean by that is we showed them the respect they deserve. The so-called lower ranking team in the group up against Armenia that weren't the lower ranking, we didn't show them as much respect. So of course you look at you look at yourselves as coaches, and the team you picked had enough experience to deal with situations on the pitch as well. So lessons learned from that, and moving forward we hope that doesn't happen again.
It's Rob Page talking to me yesterday. Certainly defiant, upbeat as well, as you would expect, I suppose, from a head coach who's got to inspire a squad of players and a nation ahead of Monday's crucial game in Latvia. Rob Phillips, you were there as well. Nathan Blake and Simon Church also with us, part of our commentary team. What's your assessment of his job security, Rob, in terms of if they lose on Monday? I mean, it's only just over 12 months ago he signed a new 4-year contract.
Yes, which is one of the things I might keep him, because I don't think they could afford to sack him at the moment, particularly with all the money that the chief executive, Noel Mooney, has earmarked for grassroots football. That we shall see. I mean, I think if he loses on Monday, he's in the biggest danger of all. Whether they can move before the next round of qualifiers the following month, I'm doubtful on that. If I was a betting man, unless things go really badly in these next 2 games, you could probably see him go into the playoffs in March, or maybe at the end of this group, and then say, well, we need somebody else in for the playoffs if that happens. But he's well aware of the pressure that's building, certainly from the fans, and of course the councillors who make up the FAW, the people who decide, they're fans as well, so they're influenced by that.
Yeah, I think what Rob's saying there, I think it's a catch-22, because while you can't afford to sack him, you look around the stadium and you're losing revenue. Right, you've got 12,000 fans instead of 35,000, which is the usual, right? So you're losing revenue. So for me, listen, I hope he don't get sacked, I really do. But I don't think the Welsh FA would have
any choice if they lose on Monday.
There's always a choice, Ian. Right, but they got to weigh up whether or not dwindling crowds, lack of results, or do you trust in Rob because, like Churchy said earlier, they are in a transition period. And we had this between Gary Speed, God rest him, and Chris Coleman. It was a transition period, and there were some people calling for Chris Coleman's head.
Well, we talk a lot, don't we, about the pressure on managers. Certainly lots on Rob Page ahead of Monday, but can he get, I guess, a soothing win, Simon Church, this evening, you wonder? In the searing heat of Cardiff City Stadium, the teams are in the tunnel, ready to come out. And as they do, just a quick word on the game, I suppose, that we're going to get. Rob Page said we've got to be patient when we don't have the ball. We might have to suffer because South Korea will have an awful lot of possession.
Yeah, I think they've learned a good lesson not to be naive and give the other team respect. They're going to be full of quality, they'll want to win as well. They've got a bad record recently as well, so both in the same position.
And the teams then for this September friendly here on BBC Radio Wales. Wales in red shirts and white shorts, South Korea in black shirts with a kind of freckled, coloured patterned shirt as well. I'll leave Rob Phillips to decide exactly what that's all about, but led by Jurgen Klinsmann, who himself needs a win. No victories in 4 since taking charge 6 months ago. They're building towards the Asia Cup in January for Wales, when it's all about what's coming up in 4 days' time in Riga, live on Radio Wales, a crucial Euro 2024 qualifier. Before the game, it's time, as ever, for the pre-match anthems. City Stadium this evening, enjoying that South Korean anthem, Eguka. And now it is time, I'm sure they'll raise the roof as they always do, no matter how many are here, for Heimlad Bernhardai.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of Kemri, the Red Wall. It's over to you.
Well, it's hot, very hot inside the Cardiff City Stadium. Still about 26 degrees here. A sticky night for Wales, but it's going to get hotter over the next few days ahead of that key game against Latvia on Monday night, which will be live as well on BBC Radio Wales. But can they go into it, Wales, on the back of a rousing, soothing win over South Korea here this evening? Time to find out. Your commentary team on Radio Wales. For international football, Simon Church, Nathan Blake and Rob Phillips.
Thanks very much, Ian. And a rousing rendition of Hein La Van Hadai, despite the relatively low crowd here. Probably around about 12,000-15,000 maybe. So the teams, Danny Ward in goal for Wales. As I keep saying, his first runner of the season. Across the back then, Connor Roberts, Chris Mepham, Joe Roden now leads, of course, Ben Davies the captain, and Nico Williams of Nottingham Forest. First start in his Wales career for Jordan James, alongside Ethan Ampadu and Harry Wilson of Fulham. And then up front, Brennan Johnson, who just shook hands with his Spurs colleague Son Heung-min, and Nathan Broadhead. 3 goals for him for Ipswich. The two captains embrace, Ben Davies and Son Heung-min, and of course they travelled down together on the train to Cardiff with the two Spurs colleagues, big mates, and it looks like Ben won the toss, so something's going Wales' way. The Korean team, Kim Seung-yu in goal. He plays his football for Al-Shabaab in Saudi Arabia. Across the back, Seol Young-woo, Yoon Seung-hyun, Kim Min-jae and Lee Ki-jae. Then in midfield, Hang In-byum, Park Young-nu, Lee Ju-sung, Hong Hyung-suk, and the front line of Cho Ji-sung and Song Heung-min. The referee is William Collum of Scotland. And so the big dilemma, how will Wales play here ahead of that huge game in Latvia on Monday? We're live on Radio Wales Sport and 5 Sport Extra. Korea are in a black kit with multicoloured patterns on their shirt. Looks like someone's thrown the picture together. And Wales, of course, in red shirts, white shorts. A win wouldn't solve Rob Page's problems, but it might ease the pressure a little going into that Latvia game on Monday. We're underway. Korea playing from right to left. On the ball is Kim, the big centre-half, who's just transferred this summer from Napoli, the Serie A victors, to Bayern Munich. Plenty of clubs are after him. And he's fed another summer mover, Hwang In-byum, who moved from Olympiacos to Red Star Belgrade. Wales holding their shape in their own half at the moment. Haven't seen the ball yet. Alongside me, Nathan Blake and Simon Church. And Rob Page said yesterday that Wales would have to hurt. In other words, they would spend a long time without the ball.
Yeah, and it certainly looks that way. Good evening all. Looks that way from the beginning, doesn't it, Rob? Only a minute in, and Wales, well, that's the first time they touched the ball.
Johnson robs it though. Wilson charges forward. Harry Wilson tries to slide in. Nathan Broadhead just cut out as Wales burden into the penalty area. Cleared away only as far as Ben Davies down that left hand side. The Wales captain approached by his fellow captain Son Heung-min, and Wales have a throw in.
Clearly it's going to be for Rob Page's part of his setup is to allow Korea to have the ball, Rob. It does tire you out, especially towards the latter part of the game. So in this heat, that's got to be taken into consideration also. So difficult night for Wales without the ball, but as you've seen there, the intention is to nick it and then counter-attack. I felt Harry Wilson should have taken a shot on there, to be honest with you.
Yeah, maybe he should have asked Simon Church about that in a moment.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think there's going to be long spells of the game without the ball. You know, you can see the way they've set up, and I think that's the way they're going to hurt them, is hit them on the break, try and recover the ball. And I agree with you there, Blake. I think early on, just have a shot, you're 20 yards out. He's got a wand of a left foot. But yeah, that's a good counter attack. I think there's going to be lots of periods of the game where they're sat back like this, and they're just going to be playing it around the back.
Yeah, Wales are set up as a back five. I just hope it has that fluidity that we used to see under Chris Coleman's team. They would start in that back five, Rob, but end up with a three with the fullbacks really pushing into midfield to help out.
Long ball over the top of the Wales defence, and Roden guides it, shepherds it through to first touch for Danny Ward, who's yet to play a minute for Leicester City this season. Been on the bench a few times as Northern Ireland go 1-0 down earlier in Slovenia, and that's a qualifier. This is a friendly match, of course, on BBC Radio Wales and 5 Sport Extra. Touch in midfield, back to Davis. Ampadu is available just inside his own half, goes back to Roden on loan at Leeds, and then Mepham to Ward, clears it right-footed. Touched by Johnson, down for Wilson. Wilson tried to thread it through to Nathan Broadhead, who wins a challenge in midfield, leaves it to Ampadu, who fires it out towards Nico Williams down that left-hand side. Back to Davis, just inside his own half. Ampadu, so impressive for Leeds this season after his move from Chelsea. Wales 1 win in their last 12 games, and the pressure has mounted. Very big criticism on social media in particular, as Williams gets a run down that left-hand side again. He's up against Seol Heung-moo. Still going is Williams, then outnumbered. South Korea get their forces back, try to play it out of their own half, but they're struggling to get away, and Williams wins a throw, which he takes quickly to Broadhead on that left-hand side in front of the Ninian stand. Broadhead trying to wriggle his way through again. Williams takes it up, heads towards the penalty area, cleared away. But Wales are there again with Jordan James. This time he robs Lee Jae-sung of Mainz in Germany. 0-0. 5 minutes on the clock, Nathan Blake.
Yeah, it's evened itself out now, Rob. I think when it's this slow in the build-up from both teams, Wales trying to pick it up a little, but what's going to be so evident, so obvious?
Wilson again tries to get Brennan Johnson away.
Yeah, what's going to be so obvious, what shows is the tactical, technical performances of players. Technically, most of these players, all of these players are gifted, but really and truly in this slow sort of hot stick evening, tactically you can really see the battle of wills. And just watching Rob Page when Wales are in possession, telling to Conor Roberts to really push up on this right hand side, so they go from that back three into that midfield five.
Ampadu, I think that was headed for Wilson, but it was his radar was just off. And now Kim of Bayern Munich fires it across field to Seol down that right hand side. Back in field to Park Young-woo, plays for Al Ain in the UAE. Kim on the ball again. Seen a lot of it. Touch forward to Hwang. He's not the Wolves Hwang, he's on the bench. This is Hwang In-dom, who, when he returns from international duty, will play his trade at Red Star Belgrade. Northern Ireland have equalised against Slovenia, 1-1 in that one. It's 0-0 here at the Cardiff City Stadium. South Korea not on great form themselves. Jürgen Klinsmann, their manager, been in charge for 4 games, yet to have a win, and a bit of pressure on him back home as well.
I think both managers could do with a win, Rob, to be honest with you. Relieve some pressure.
Long ball forward to the edge of the Wales penalty area. Nico Williams takes charge, not the best clearance though, but Ben Davis intervenes as South Korea tried to thread it into the penalty area. Johnson back in his own half, gets caught in possession, the Spurs man. Wilson trying to win it back against Hwang in midfield. Hwang looks elegant on the ball, quite short. Fire it forward again, but Roden helps it up to Ben Davis, lofts it up towards halfway. Wales playing left to right, red shirts, white shorts. Bit scrappy at the moment, Nathan Blake.
It is. Still only 7 minutes in, Rob.
Yeah.
It will settle down.
Leaky J.
It's got the feel of a friendly, isn't it?
Lee. That's a Leaky J again infield. Ampadu slides in just outside his penalty area. Rob Page gets off his bench. And it's with Korea again. 8 minutes, not really a threat on goal so far, but
I'm just watching the Son.
Seol Young-woo has got room down that far side. Played it into Son that time. Took a knock then, the South Korea captain.
He's getting in some lovely pockets, Rob.
Scored a hat-trick, of course, against Burnley on Saturday. And he is, of course, South Korea's most famous player, possibly their greatest ever player. Wales will have to be disciplined. And you wonder whether this is a formation. He hasn't always played 5 at the back, has he, Rob Page?
No. I am a big advocate of it. The way it was played under Chris Coleman was fantastic, because it was a back 5 only at certain times. Those 2 wide men, like I said, used to slot into midfield, which created overloads in midfield and really bolstered the attack. You had a young, fit running Aaron Ramsey and Bale, and even the man to my right here running around.
I think that's going to be important for them today.
Good tackle by James in midfield. Sorry, Simon, cut you off in your prime then, but Wales are breaking forward. You never know when Brennan Johnson gets on the ball. This is Ampadu. Fires it up towards Johnson. Lovely touch inside, but he's offside. Simon, you were saying.
But yeah, I think that's where we're going to have to utilise it. The wing backs is where they're going to get the space today, and you know, Johnson's going to spread the pitch. He's going to make the runs in behind, which he's tried to do early doors, and I think that's the only way to kind of break their formation. You know, utilise the wing backs. Like Blakey said, we've had loads of success in past years using this formation, and they've got to be able to get on the ball and get forward.
Do you know what's surprising me, Churchy? We've gone to this system and we're 10 minutes in, and I've been saying it for quite a number of games. Ethan Ampadu, when he first came in the team, didn't stop spreading balls left to right, right to left, spraying them 60 yards. I haven't seen him do it for such a long time, whether that's club football or international football. And in playing left of the 3, I'd rather see him central in that position where Jordan James is, because I think he's just a bit more of an anchor and gives you a bit more space.
James has just knocked it out to Nico Williams, taken over by Broadhead. Scored a beauty against Cardiff for Ipswich on Saturday. Williams tries to wriggle his way down the left hand side, gets in the cross, wins the first corner. 10.5 minutes gone on 5 Sport Extra and BBC Radio Wales. It's 0-0 at the Cardiff City Stadium between Wales and South Korea. Red Wall don't disappoint with their singing when required. Wilson is going to take this left-sided corner with his left foot. Nepham's gone short. The target is Roden, heads it down, takes a deflection. It was off Park Young-woo, but Davis has won the ball back quite fiercely. Roden is there as well. Ampadu just outside the box, puts it on to Broadhead. Broadhead, chance to shoot. Wanted it on his left foot, rebounds off the defender. Wilson heads it back to, plays it back to Nico Williams. Wilson goes wide again, short to Broadhead, who scored of course on his debut for that big equaliser in Croatia at the start of the Euro 24 qualifying group. Davis, I wonder why he didn't chase that. He went off a Korean foot for a Wales corner, their second.
Really liking Broadhead's positions early on. He's dropping in, he's playing that false 9, picking up some good positions. It's a shame he didn't manage to get his shot off, but you can tell he's playing confidently at the minute.
Roden, Ampadu, Davis, Nepham, All trying to find space around the penalty area, and Spice. Roden heads the ball down. No, that sort of Spice. Cooking Spice, I mean. 0-0. Serbia are 1-up against Hungary in Belgrade. 0-0 here though, as Williams goes forward again down that left side, plays it to Wilson. Wilson, little touch to Mepham, who finds himself trying to keep an attack going down that far side as Wales play left to right. Roden in the centre circle. Goes square to the captain, Ben Davis. Davis holds it up for Ampadu. Ampadu says, get out of the way, ref. Feeds it through to Broadhead. Into Wilson. Wilson in the box. Good save by Kim.
That was a good save, Rob. Brilliant football. Slow, just sped it up.
Broadhead has brought down Nathan Blake, Simon Church.
Yeah, lovely movement, 1-2s and what have you. One-touch football, Rob. And a really good, you have to say, it was a great save in the end by the keeper. It really fancied Wilson just to lift it over the keeper. It's a bit tame in the end, but great football to get there.
Just mentioning Broadhead's movement, he dropped off, picked it on the half turn, and that's where you need your runners in this formation. And Harry Wilson, you know, he can nick a goal. He loves scoring goals, and I'm surprised he didn't get it there, but it was a great save in the end. He tried dinking it, but
I think Wilson will think that should have been goal number 7 for Wales.
I think so.
But you have to praise Kim Seung-yoon, who played in the Saudi Pro League last season, 3rd highest number of clean sheets with 11, and that stretch save to his right probably showed why.
He was off his line quickly also, Rob.
So Wales have given South Korea a scare, but no breakthrough yet.
Don't think Wilson caught it quite right, did he? And I think there's a bit of a deflection as well from the defender, in fairness. A really good move.
Already 1 or 2 big tackles in midfield from Jordan James, Nathan Blake, who is playing at Birmingham City, seems to be getting more games this season.
Yeah, I think that's a problem, isn't it? It's been a problem who they're going to sit next to Ethan Ampadu for quite some time. So for me, it is a position that is up for grabs. So good to see him doing well tonight.
Joe Morrell is suspended for Monday's game in Latvia, as is Kiefer Moore, the big centre-back. They're both on the bench tonight. Slightly surprised, Simon Church, that those two didn't play, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know if that's protecting them. The slight knocks.
For what, though? Oh, right, slight knock.
Slight knock, something like that. Yeah, I totally agree. I think that was a perfect opportunity. I mean, Brennan Johnson, you want to save him for the game on Monday. Broadbent, he deserves the opportunity, to be fair, and he started really, really brightly. But maybe it was the dynamic that Page wanted to play, because when you play Kiefer, you play a different way. I'm surprised both of them didn't play, especially with Joe Morrell not playing on Monday as well.
We shall see what happens. 60 minutes gone goalless here on BBC Radio Wales Sport and 5 Sport Extra at the Cardiff City Stadium. Friendly between Wales and South Korea, the first time these two have met. Wales have played a number of Asian teams before, not least Iran in the World Cup. That didn't end well. Lee. This time we've seen Cho on the ball from Midtjylland, and they're in behind the Wales defence here, but there was an offside flag. Went up against Hong Hyun-sik, who was at Ghent in Belgium.
Lovely little ball Lee played, wasn't it? Left-footed, just round the full-back into the striker, favouring the striker over the centre half. I used to love those balls because you're in the box, can't touch you once you get it under control. Little swivel of the hips and try and turn on your man.
Shut your eyes and hope for the best.
I made a living of that, Church, you know that.
0-0. Wilson retrieves the ball from Gunnar for a throw in from Danny Ward's clearance. The back pass is awkward And
Done
Johnson
well.
went flying in, but again, Kim Sung-Ryu did really well to get that away. Stojanovic has given Slovenia a 2-1 lead against Northern Ireland now, as Lee picks up the ball down this left-hand side. Wearing 2. Plays it wide to Hong Hyun-suk. Park Min-yoon looked as if he was going to play it forward, leaves it instead for Jung Seung-hyun. And Korea starting to find their passing now. Son on the edge of the penalty area, fires it out left. There's an overlap, but they ignore a chance for Son to shoot from the edge of the box. Hit James, bounces out, breaks to the Tottenham player again. In fine form, of course. Holds it up, left edge of the penalty area. Connor Roberts goes to meet him. He admitted in the week he had a bit of a perfect view of Son's hat-trick on Saturday, playing for his side Burnley. They're pulling this Welsh defence wide. Roberts and Wilson on this near side, helped by James to the edge of the box. James makes sure it goes back. Rob Page gets off his bench again. Not seen too much of Jurgen Klinsmann, the manager. France have gone 1-up against the Republic of Ireland. Chouameni 1-0 there, 0-0 here. And Northern Ireland still losing 2-1 in Slovenia. Whereas they happen to be disciplined at the moment, as South Korea have probably their longest spell on the ball.
Yeah, and I said earlier, it's later on in the game, but these sorts of fixture friendlies, you can put on like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 subs, right? So it is going to take, something a bit special for one of these teams to get broken down.
Davies has to be on guard on the edge of his own penalty area to head a searching cross-field ball away. Then he gets taken down.
Honestly, love Ben. What a great player. What a great player he's been for Wales. He's so experienced, and I think previously in the last couple of games that the other 2 centre-halves have been...
Well, they've missed him.
They've missed him.
Yeah, massively.
They've missed him.
Massively.
And you can see that.
Well, it's his 79th cap tonight. So he moves clear of Craig Bellamy and within 3 of Aaron Ramsey. So in 8th position by himself now in the overall golden caps for Wales. Aaron Ramsey 7th, just 3 behind the late great Gary Speed. Ramsey's on the bench tonight. We shall see if he makes an appearance. I suspect he won't. Although at the moment he's loving life, just being back in Cardiff no matter what.
I can believe it. Nice to be settled.
Yeah.
It's one of the biggest things for a footballer as a family.
Even looking forward to 3 screaming boys in the back of the car on the school run, he said. We'll see how long that lasts.
Yeah, absolutely.
He might have to go in for medical treatment early, I think, 1 or 2 days.
Yeah, straight to the physio. Or is it your calf? No, my eardrums.
We've all been there.
Yeah,
right.
Pescally kids.
Netherlands 1-up on Greece, Darun, as Wales have possession.
It's like it's such a friendly game. It's
Lovely
like,
ball through from Roden to Wilson, gets bundled over. Free kick Wales, 15 yards inside the South Korea half.
It's being played at like a 70% sort of pace.
Looks lively tonight, Wilson, doesn't he?
He has done, yeah.
Square to Davis. Into Ampadu, everything seems to go past him. Broadhead gets involved and they make space for Williams on that left-hand side. Broadhead goes to help. Williams has gone up ahead. Broadhead takes it on himself. Wants to get near the penalty area. And it just clips off the heels of Seol Young-woo. And Crew win back possession with Lee Jae-soo. Sweep the ball across their own penalty area to probably the biggest man in their squad, Kim, the Bayern Munich, Kim Min-jae, Bayern Munich centre-back. Davis intercepts on that left-hand side. He then loses it. Ampadu does the same though. Thinks about going back to Ward. Arcing run inside his own half. He does really well to hold off 1-2 bites from Korean players. Ward clears upwardly. Johnson's not going to win that in the air. Can Roberts win the follow? Instead it'll bounce down for Mepham, and it remains goalless. Simon Church.
Yeah, I think what we were touching on there about the feel of a friendly game, you can see it with the atmosphere. You know, we've been quite fortunate in recent years to have a full stadium, regardless of whether it's a friendly or a qualifier, and you know, you just get the sense and the feel tonight. You know, it's been built up as a bit of a relevant game, a bit of a nuisance, so you can kind of feel that with the fans, and I think the players feed off that as well. You can see by the tempo of the game and the start of it. We've all been part of those games. It's difficult to get up for, but you know, just don't lose them. Just don't.
Absolutely.
Chris Coleman used to avoid him, didn't he? He didn't play many, did he? He'd rather have a camp.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know how much work went on in those camps.
Yeah,
I'm sure you're going to tell me loads.
Yeah.
But Simon Church is just smiling knowingly.
Yeah.
0-0, you're not missing anything. The ball is with Danny Ward, 23 minutes gone. One chance so far to Harry Wilson. Good ball out to Davis, and then his through ball is easily cut out.
Yeah, I think Broadhead wanted it wide, Rob.
He did.
Didn't want it through the middle. He was making his move to the left sort of flank.
One thing that's surprising me about the Korean numbers, you're going to like this, boys, because apparently South Korea are tetraphobic. In other words, they have a phobia about the number 4.
Yeah, I know, it means death, doesn't it, Rob?
Yeah, it does. Similar sound. Oh, it's a lovely turn on that far side by Lee Jun-so.
That's great recovery.
Wales get back really well with Nico Williams. Go on, Nathan, you were going to say.
And their highest finish in a World Cup competition?
Semi-finals, yeah, when they hosted
2002.
2002.
Yeah.
So you knew about the tetraphobic, did you?
I do my research, Robert.
Well done. Yeah.
It's like our 13, isn't
Apparently in lifts, I've never been to South Korea, but in lifts they won't have the number 4, they'll have an F there instead.
That's right, yeah.
Wow. See, I don't make this up, do I?
No, it's real.
They also did a lot of spam, but that's another thing.
Yeah, you're going to be telling about the loo roll next, aren't you? Oh, do you not know that one?
Apparently, spam is a common gift given during Chuseok, which is the Korean.
Oh, you're just going to ignore that, was it?
Yeah, I'm just ignoring that, yeah.
Well, they give loo roll as a gift, Robert.
Oh, right, okay.
It's
you knew more about this than me. Do you want to take over the commentary while we're at it? 25 minutes gone, and there's a drinks break. Simon Church, Nathan Blake. We can discuss more about South Korea later, but what are you thinking about events on the pitch? As Ian Rush is on our screen. Tell you something about him and Kevin Ratcliffe in a moment. Go on.
No, I think it's obviously a slow-paced game. You can feel it's a friendly atmosphere. The couple of times that we've broken through has been between the lines. Harry Wilson picking it up. Broadhead, whose movement I've been really impressed with. You know, he's coming into this, he's inexperienced at this level, but he's looking confident. You can tell he's got a couple of goals behind him this season already, and the best moments that have happened so far have come through him.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Him and Harry Wilson. Just looking at Wilson's chance again. You could say all the... Yeah, it was. I thought the defender got a little clip on it. I think all the players come from, or most of the players you'd say have come from Korea, but the most threatening moments have come from Wales. But it really is a friendly atmosphere. You know, it's like having a practice match, isn't it? Up at the Vale or something like that.
It's difficult. It's difficult to get the tempo up, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's so warm and close and muggy. And you've got a game on Monday, so you don't really want to overexert yourself. Lots of factors, Rob.
So 27 minutes gone, but there was a drinks break. As I said, you probably need it. As Amadou steps in midfield, feeds Wilson. Wilson out to Davis, White to Williams, midway inside the Korea half. Wales playing left to right. Red shirts. I think I saw a bit of a Mexican wave developing then, but thankfully somebody snuffed it out.
Too hot.
Yeah, exactly. Big clearance by Ward again, looking for Nico Williams. Williams beaten in the air, but the loose ball is picked up by James in midfield. Carves it out towards Connor Roberts on the halfway line. Roberts back into James.
Yeah, that ball which has just got switched to Connor Roberts. It's going to have to come a bit earlier for me. You know, you want to be up against, you don't want to be up against Hong if you're
Broadhead tries to
Roberts.
seize on little back heel by Williams, just a little bit ahead of the Ipswich defender. Roden makes sure that Cho Ju-sung can't get hold of the ball. Johnson just broke under his feet as it was played up towards him, cleared away for a Wales throw.
It's a difficult task, that one playing up front by yourself. You know, the way Brennan Johnson plays, he makes a lot of runs. He's going to have to do a job holding it up and bide his time and be patient. And, you know, he's feeding off scraps at the moment. He's going to have to stay very, very patient.
Roberts with the Wales throw, level the career penalty area. Oh, he's won the ball back. Well, I thought he had. Looks like it was a handball against Connor Roberts. And it's a free kick to South Korea inside their own penalty. I was going to say about Ian Rush, he came down with Kevin Ratcliffe today from his home in North Wales, stroke Merseyside, by plane, a 4-seater plane. Didn't fancy the train.
Would never have got on that myself. Not a chance. I would have ferried down the Mersey before I'd get on a plane. No way. 4 seats.
Yeah, 4 seats.
Not for me, thank you very much.
No, I'm the same.
No way.
Here's Williams, cuts in from the left-hand side, feeds Davis, adventurous, up to the edge of the box, slides it in for Johnson, tries to pull it back, wins the corner from the byline.
Yeah, it's good play again. Looked like Johnson was actually shaping to shoot.
I thought he would have shot.
Yeah, and then the ball was just out of position, so he's had to change his stride pattern to try and get the cross in. I think the ball was heavier than what he anticipated also.
Ben Davis, very adventurous tonight.
But that's what Ben can do. He can travel with the ball. He's shown it time and time again, and that's what we're going to need to open these. You know, they're very rigid in midfield and at the back. And
half an hour on the clock. Wilson corner from the left. Davis again, but he can't keep the header down. Balloons over the top into the Grange end, and it remains goalless on Radio Wales Sport and 5 Sport Extra. I'm alongside the former Wales strikers Nathan Blake and Simon Church. Chris Mepham looks anguished that he didn't get that ball to the near post from Wilson's corner.
Typical centre half that.
So Wales now switched to a back 4 by the looks of it. Is that what they're doing? No, they're going back to a back 5. Right.
Trying to shift
some rotation in it. Yeah, up and down.
Clinton's under a bit of flack from home. He doesn't live in South Korea, lives in the USA. Doesn't go to K-League games.
No, spent about 60 odd days I read in
that's right, yeah.
In Korea.
It's not gone down well.
No.
Good challenge by Mepham, which concedes a throw-in, but midway inside the South Korea half, yeah.
What do you think, Rob? Do you think you have to live and you've got to live and breathe it? You've got to be there? No, soak up the...
Probably helps if you turn up and watch games, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. Immerse yourself in the culture.
I mean, I think Rob Page has probably got a season ticket at Leeds with Ethan Ampadu, Joe Roden and Daniel James. But yeah, I think you have to be seen. On the ball for Korea, back to Lee. This is 20 yards inside the Wales half, down this left touchline, in front of the grandstand, in front of the posh seats. And that ball is overhit on that right hand side, and jeers from the Ninian stand as it gets away from Seol Hyung Woo. Because every Korean has to do national service before the age of 30, but they've got what they call draft clubs there where they can do service while playing football as well. Johnson has gone tumbling off the ball.
He just got checked.
by
Kim.
By Kim, and he's a big lad to be checked by. He's solid, isn't he? And he watched the favourite of Napoli last season, Nathan Blake, and he was one of their standout players.
He was.
Johnson is up though. That would be Rob Page's big fear, Simon Church, getting injuries tonight.
That was always the hardest part, playing up front by yourself, and you've got two meatheads behind you. You know they're just going to take any chance they can to absolutely crunch you. But I'm sure he'll get his own back when he puts them on a foot race.
It's not spam meatheads, no. A couple of meatheads behind you. Is that what centre halves are affectionately known as?
Meatheads, galoots, donuts.
Oh my word.
There's stronger insults, Rob, but that's only for the pitch.
Yeah.
Can't play, 2 left feet. I mean, you couldn't say that now, could you?
No, actually.
But it only takes one to go into the back of you, doesn't it? One foot.
But it only takes one ball to go in their net, and you've done your job.
Yeah. Well done by Broadhead then. Nicked in as Korean player dwelt on the ball from a clearance. James tries to loft the ball forward to Wilson, who'd made the run, but
it was actually almost well executed.
Yeah.
Just needed a bit more on it, James.
He's coming into the game now.
He is
well,
more and more.
He's getting a lot more touches.
Yeah.
Kim Min Jae was the obstacle. He had to get it over. Williams down that left side to Broadhead. Broadhead has a chance to try and cut into the penalty area. Blocked though.
Nice.
Wales have won it back, and as Nico Williams tried to break into the box, there was a good tackle by Sol Young Woo, but they've won it back again. Broadhead seeing plenty of the ball, just wants an opportunity. Williams wide on the left hand side, threads it back to Davis, holds it up. Amadou points back into his own half, but Davis goes across field. Now he goes back to Mepham. Roberts is wide on this right hand side. Wilson has dropped inside. They tried to put the press on. Wilson has to go back to Ward, and the press affected well by this Jurgen Klinsmann outfit. Williams has space down the left side again though. He's got Johnson running up ahead, his former Nottingham Forest teammate. Goalless after 35 minutes on Radio Wales Sport and 5 Sport Extra. Don't forget Latvia v Wales on Monday night. Huge game for the qualifiers and for Rob Page. Live from 7:45 kick-off. We're on air from 7 on the home of Welsh Sport. 0-0 here though.
That's the right ball from Mepham, that crossfield pass. Just needs better execution on it.
I think these are the times where be a bit patient, wait for the gaps to open up, and that ball's on. That's your out ball.
Slovenia 3-1 up on Northern Ireland now, but
is that in Northern Ireland, Rob?
No, that's in Slovenia.
Right.
And Hungary have equalised against Serbia in Belgrade, 1-1 there. 0-0 here at the Cardiff City Stadium. A sort of buzz around the crowd, isn't there? A sort of hum as if people are talking while they're watching. There's enough to keep you occupied, but maybe not huge on entertainers. The ball goes into the Wales box, and that was South Korea's best chance. It flew across the box from Lee Ki-jae, who plays his football at Sono Blue Wings in Korea, and two players went in for it, but somehow it swept past everybody.
Striker's dream, that cross.
Yeah, beautiful cross. His Hong just couldn't get there. Actually, sometimes when you say it's too good a ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Too good a ball. That was like my pet hate as a striker, is watching the ball go across the goal in front of me. It's like, it's like keeper stayed on his line.
To be fair, he's defended well.
Should say Slovenia's third, in case there are any Northern Ireland fans listening. Slovenia's third has been ruled out by the VAR. In the live table, Finland the top of that group with 12 points. Denmark in second place on 10 alongside Slovenia. Kazakhstan have 9, Northern Ireland on 3. Just above San Marino, who are pointless. That's so good.
Gone are the days that you can celebrate a goal properly.
It drives me mad. It drives me mad.
Gone are the days. That's what VAR has done to us.
I'm not
Football without VAR for me.
I'm not a fan of it at all.
Never will be converted.
So I think we've established now if you like VAR then,
No,
is that right?
no,
not at all.
There was a run on them by Wilson. He got in behind Kim, but Wales couldn't deliver. Roberts may try now, but wants her on his right foot, so doesn't feel confident enough to knock it forward. Goes all the way back to Danny Ward. Right slice, right-footed clearance. Good catch by Rob Page. And it's 0-0. Are we going to get a goal before half-time, guys?
Not at this rate, Rob.
There's been a couple of glimpses on the
here and there,
but nothing.
It's a friendly match. It's playing as a friendly match.
Hungary now 2-1 up in Serbia. Nil-nil at the Cardiff City Stadium. Neither side really looking too confident going forward. But slick play by South Korea down this left-hand side has sent Hwang away into the penalty area. Nepham is struggling to stay with him. Now he gets goal side, gets help as well from Connor Roberts. Park Yu-nu just goes tumbling. No foul, says the Scottish referee. Lee Ki-jae will try and put it in again. This time he holds it up. Chance for Son Heung-min, and Ward is forced to save. Just 20 odd yards out. In his form, you don't.
Well, I was going to say, don't give him space there, but in fairness, James did close him down really well, and I think might have got a little deflection on it, which took a bit of the pace off it. Yeah, dangerous man to be given that kind of space around the box.
Yeah, Ward stretched up in the air to save, but he was heading in. And it remains goalless on Radio Well Sport at 5 Sport Extra. And now it's Korea's turn to put the press on. James didn't look then, played a blind ball, but it's cleared up to halfway. Johnson can't control it.
Don't play square balls. You can hear it, can't you? Don't play square balls in midfield. What you doing?
What about changes at half-time then? What are you thinking? How many will there be, do you think?
He mentioned he's already got them set out, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Important interception by Joe Roden then. As Lee Jae-sung of Mainz trying to get away. Another teasing cross, which Ward comes up for. Lee Ki-jae is the problem down this near side. That's a good clearance. Broadhead. Can he get around his man? He can't. Solid tackle by Johnson.
You know what? That's where he's struggled a bit tonight with that. His runs have been fantastic. He's been lively, made great runs. But as soon as he gets one-on-one, that's the third or fourth time now he's been one-on-one. He's gone to push in, it's just stuck a leg out, and so he needs a bit of a trick or something. He needs to drop his shoulder, come inside maybe, just do something a little different.
Yeah, I mean, I've been very impressed with his movement, to be honest.
Brilliant, his movement.
His false nines be dropping in nice little pockets and being able to run in behind, but that's what it's about, isn't it? It's the end product. And can you mix it up? Can you not be predictable?
Yeah, he just needs to, show a little trick there. 1v1.
Nepham was a bit agricultural then. It's now 3-1 to Slovenia against Northern Ireland. Sesko has added a third. And it's 0-0 here. We've got 42 minutes on the clock, but there was a drinks break, so probably still 3 or 4 minutes away from half-time. Son is in behind the Wales defence. He's offside. Flag went up straight away on the far side. other two are heading to the drinks early behind us.
So do you think we've gone away from, do you think Rob Page has gone away from trying to have possession to going back to something that was being done, like I say, about 10 years ago by Chris Coleman, and that's give possession and try and counter-attack? Because that's what it seems like, almost they're not playing it as well as Chris Coleman's side, but you can see they seem to be going in that direction. They're already saying you can have possession.
Yeah. The way they've set up is kind of given them a lot of respect. They've sat back. You know, even in the final third of the opponent's half, like they're just letting them have the possession.
Wilson wins a big challenge on the edge of the box, shoots left-footed, goalkeeper right behind it. Kim Sung-yu didn't deal with it as well as he dealt with Wilson's effort, but his first effort by Harry Wilson.
Yeah, didn't quite catch it enough, did he?
Curling left-footed shot.
I've seen him do it many times from that angle.
Kim Sung-yu was, I think he was diving already before he'd anticipated it.
He was on
he'd already dived.
You asked the question of Simon earlier, Nathan Blake, about whether this is what Rob Page wants. You know, I've always said he'd like to play a false nine.
Yeah.
But Kiefer Moore keeps scoring goals when he plays.
I think also, Rob, and let this build up.
Yeah, Heung-min Song on the ball, takes a little 1-2. Ampadu gets in a key little sliding tackle 5 yards from his own penalty area, breaks for a corner, South Korea's first corner, and we're into the 44th minute. Kim Min-jae has gone up to the penalty area from the back. So has Park Young-woo.
I think, like I was saying, I think they need a platform. I think Brennan's brilliant at running over the top, but the game isn't just about over the top. You need a platform to build off. I think that's what Kiefer and Brennan give you as a mix.
Lee Ki-jae with this corner from the left-hand side, drives it in left-footed, headed up from the near post by Nico Williams. South Korea have it again on that far side, and Ampadu tried to clear Son's
that's just clearance, Rob.
Tasty little right-sided cross
outside the.
It just skewed off his foot and up for a corner.
Yeah, outside of the left foot, just put it over the bar.
Well, he meant it.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Lee Ki-jae again with this corner from the left side. Again, gathering of black shirts around the penalty spot. Now they break. This time Roden heads it clear. There was pushing going on though. Spotted by the referee. And that will go. That is half time. Never mind the drinks break.
Yeah.
Bang on 45 minutes. Well, plus 8 seconds apparently. Not too much to get this crowd thrilled about. Wales probably had the two best chances, or two best efforts. Wilson denied by Kim Sung-yu twice, once from close range and then another more speculative effort than 20 yards. And at the other end, well, there was a curling cross which went across the face of the Wales 6-yard box, but to no avail. Half time, get ready for the changes. Wales 0, South Korea 0.
Not a single minute of added time. That was the most surprising thing, I think, at the end of that first half. 0-0 then here on Radio Wales. Would we take a 0-0? I don't know. We'd like something from a Welsh perspective. We want something to go away with from this friendly tonight, from an otherwise forgettable friendly, you'd imagine. You just want something to remember it by, but how do we get that, guys?
Maybe
do you think?
a goal.
What's going to happen? Yeah, but where's that going? Harry Wilson, the likeliest to score, perhaps?
Yeah, I think he would regret not taking that shot on in the first, minute, because it was lined perfectly for him, and he's just tried a nice little slip pass through to the striker, but it got intercepted. It's one of them. As soon as you play it and you see it get intercepted, you're thinking, I should have shot. Right, why didn't I shoot? Keeper would have been a bit cold, maybe off guard, but there's not been a lot of incident to talk about. You know, it's as simple as that, Ian. We desperately need a goal.
I mean, looking at these stats here, Simon, in front of us, 58% possession for South Korea, 42 for Wales, 60-40 now is the updated stat for half-time. So it's not, you know, that doesn't suggest that Korea have had all of the ball, does it? They haven't had as much maybe as we thought they would have. Wales have had their moments, although as we saw when Nathan Broadhead made that run down the left, you know, breaks like that, few and far between. It's just composure maybe just slightly missing in certain situations.
Yeah, I think Korea have had the possession, but they've had the possession in the back, just passing it round the back, out wide and back again. It hasn't really been too dangerous in the most part of the game, and yeah, I think that's where Wales have kind of set up. They're going to allow them to play in front of them and push all the way back, and you know, take the opportunities to counter where they can with Broadhead and Johnson trying to get on the ball. And obviously Harry Wilson has been really the only spark. We're looking at his chance here, and it was a good challenge in the end.
You'd say, Ian, also the attempts on goal, I think it's 5-2 to Wales. So, you know, like we said, they've had more possession, Korea, but Wales have had more goal-mouth action and look more likely to score, to be honest with you.
Yeah, they haven't really had a clear-cut chance on goal, apart from that one from Song Heung-min near the edge of the penalty area. That's true. Let's we'll talk more shortly. We'll look ahead to the second half more with Simon and Nathan in just a few moments here on BBC Radio Wales. We're live as well on the BBC Sounds app, don't forget. So wherever you are, wherever you're going this evening, you can take us with you and listen on your mobile or your tablets, and on 5 Sports Extra as well. So we'll round up the rest of the day's sports news. We're going live to Bordeaux as well ahead of the opening game for Wales at the Rugby World Cup, after we get the latest Radio Wales news, weather and travel with Sean Howell. So that's the rugby. We have the football, the second half to come here at Cardiff City Stadium then. Big game to come on Monday night for Wales, away to Latvia in a key Euro 2024 qualifier. 45 minutes then to fine-tune things before that game. Kiefer Moore coming on for the second half here in Cardiff, along with Joe Morrell, I think. Still waiting for the... Oh, they're out there. They're in a huddle. It was so small, that huddle, I didn't see it, but they're all out there. Simon Church, Nathan Blake, quickly. Chance for Kiefer Moore to get some minutes. And Joe Morrell, obviously. You would have thought they would have started the game, but they're out there now.
Yeah, that's it. I think Kiefer, you know, it's a good opportunity for him to get some minutes in. He hasn't played many minutes this season, and you know that protects Brennan Johnson for Monday and Ethan Ampadu as well, same as Joe Morrell.
Right, we are ready to go then. Shall we see how this goes? Can Wales get something out of this 45 minutes to go into Monday? Let's hand you back to Simon Church, Nathan Blake and Rob Phillips, live on Radio Wales, BBC Sounds and 5 Sports Extra.
Thanks a lot, Ian. Wales to kick off, playing from right to left towards the vocal Canton end. Red shirts, white shorts, goalless on Radio Wales Sport and 5 Sport Extra. And as Ian mentioned, Kiefer Moore playing up front in place of Brennan Johnson, and Ethan Ampadu makes way for Joe Morrell. Both of those players suspended for red cards in Latvia on Monday, so it makes perfect sense. And Moore makes his presence felt, heading on for Wilson. Wilson runs at the penalty area, sets up Broadhead, plenty of black shirts in front of him, sets it up for Williams, edge of the penalty area, low cross into the box, can't find a red shirt. Wilson tries to win it back, goes to ground, no foul, says the referee. And Korea get the ball away, only into the Wales half, where Ben Davies picks it up. Well, Simon Church, you then saw what Kiefer Moore does bring to this side.
That's it. I think it just changes the whole dynamic of the team, and it also gives the midfielders and the defenders an outball. And I think, you know, when you can utilise chucking it up to Kiefer, you're going to have runners off it. More times than not, he's going to win the header, and that showed there. And, you know, Harry Wilson, that's what he does. He runs onto it, he wants to score goals and support him.
Jordan James charges down that right hand side, can't find Wilson with the inside ball though. And I'll give it the Wales team now then. It's Ward in goal, Roberts, Mepham, Roden, Davis the captain, and Williams across the back. James now alongside Morrell and Wilson, and Broadhead partnering Kiefer Moore up front. Kiefer Moore has 10 goals for Wales. Scored the winner here against Latvia in March. And Korea, no changes to them yet. So Kim Sin-yu in goal, made 2 smart saves from Harry Wilson. Sil Young-woo, Jung Chin-hyun, Kim Min-jae and Lee Ki-jae are the defensive line. Hwang In-byum, Park Young-woo, Lee Jun-sung and Hong Hyun-soo in midfield, and up front Son Heung-min and Cho Gu-song. As Williams just grabbed Hong Sun-yuk there, but not spotted by the referee. And it's 0-0. Low cross to the edge of the Wales box, set up here. Oh, and I thought that Hong Sun-soo was going to shoot then, should have. But he played it square instead. Wales have smuggled it away. Up to Moore, bounded into the back of Kiefer Moore was Young Seung-hyun of Ulsan Hyundai. Now that's a Wales free kick. Should have shot then, Nathan Blake.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Very similar to Harry Wilson's in the first half.
Bit closer maybe.
Yeah.
Free kick Wales, midway inside their own half. Roden has stood over it.
That foul on Kiefer Moore by Young was basically, I'm not running. I'm just going to take you out. No runners behind the sound.
Welcome to the game.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's had that before. The problem is, it's when he retaliates or puts an elbow up, he tends to get penalised for it. And then Wilson goes down on halfway. Well, that's a free kick as well. That's Park Young-woo. Called up for the first time in the summer, his 3rd cap tonight. And Klinsmann. South Korea have drawn at home to Colombia. In fact, all their games have been at home. They drew 2-2 with Colombia, lost 2-1 to Uruguay, lost 1-0 to Peru, and drew 1-0 with El Salvador. As Moore gives Williams an almost impossible ball to get down the left side. And Korea have the ball.
It's hard to believe this team done Portugal in the World Cup, isn't it?
Yeah, that was their last win.
Yeah.
Under Pedro Bento, of course, who was actually on the sidelines of that game, wasn't he? He wasn't allowed, he'd been sent off. And of course, they played his fellow countrymen. Cho on the far side, the Midtjylland striker, he's overhit the cross. Now that's going to bend out for Wales.
Yeah, what's disappointing, Rob, is that situation there. They're only ever getting one man in the box, really and truly. Son's held out. Hong's gone in there. The ball's gone over the top of his head, and then you look around the outside of the box. There's like 4 or 5 players, all like surrounding the 18-yard box. You think, well, 1 or 2 of you break a neck, or not even break a neck, just make a run into the box, and you get an opportunity.
Had that in the first half as well, didn't they? Had 2 people in the box with great ball in.
Yeah.
So it's a Wales throw here on Radio Wales Sport and 5 Sport Extra. Davis looks for more. I think he's got a touch on it, but it rolls into the depth of the Korea half. What will Rob Page have said to his side, do you think, at half-time, Nathan?
All the best, Rob. I would need a crystal ball for that one. I couldn't even tell you where he would start with that. Maybe you're doing well, good shape, keep your shape, keep your discipline. Don't disrespect the opposition. I know you've spoken about that. I think he feels against Armenia they just went a bit lackadaisical. Keep the discipline and keep a clean sheet, I think, is most important for Wales.
Yeah, don't lose the game.
Yeah.
Don't concede.
Yeah. Min Song briefly touched the ball, has had one-sided goal really. That was sloppy, so was the back pass. Moore's not onto that though. That's where you wanted Brennan Johnson.
Yeah, I know, like Rob was saying, he doesn't want this game, but you know, Wales do need to show a bit in this game for me.
James steps in high up the field to win the ball back for Wales. Wilson now 25 yards out. Thought Connor Roberts was making the run down that right hand side. In fact, it was Lee Jae-sung.
Well, he had started Connor, then he stopped, and Sung carried on.
It was the right ball, wasn't it?
Yeah, just the wrong player.
Yeah. Connor Roberts on 49 caps tonight. Talked to us in the week and said, if you told me I was going to win possibly 50 caps, I was just chuffed to get my first. As I'm sure you two were as well.
Absolutely.
Foot race for Roden. Gets there. Oh, and then gives the ball away. That was sloppy. Kept the ball in the byline to Chu. And he will be buying Connor Roberts a drink, because he nicked in and saved the blushes, although at the expense of a corner. Simon Church, what was he thinking?
I think sometimes you just got to play ugly and just get it out.
I think those have been the problem for Rob Page. Individual mistakes that you just can't, count for those things.
Especially at this level.
Absolutely.
1,000 or so Korea fans. There 1,000 there, probably 800 maybe a bit more than that.
I think they had 750
in that far corner. We'll go for that then. Watching the corner curl in. Powerful header away by Ben Davis. Wilson went tumbling as he tried to get there. Chance to cross on that left side again. Park pulls it onto his right foot. Blocked though by Moore, and then it's run out for a goal kick by Lee KJ.
Yeah, see what he's trying to do.
Gave him a massive pork chop there, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Thuram has given France a 2-0 lead against the Republic of Ireland. Still goalless here on Radio Wales Sport on 5 Sport Extra in this friendly. Wales protecting their forces as well for Monday night's huge qualifier in Riga. Live on Radio Wales and 5 Sport Extra Monday evening. 7:45 kickoff. Join us from 7. They've only won one of their last 7 friendlies, Wales. That was against Mexico in March 2021. As Williams takes the ball down on his right foot, chipped forward, but it's taken off him. Back to the Korean goalkeeper Kim Seung. Roden wins a wrestle on halfway from the clearance. James turns. This is Connor Roberts. Feeds Wilson central, but he's outnumbered. Lovely little turn though by Wilson. Wide to Roberts, right hand side. Wilson goes to the return ball. Kim In-jae gets across there and enforces himself on Wilson and takes the ball from him. And now Korea trying to build down their left side in front of the red speckles fans on that, in that Ninian stand, the lower tier. Not full by any means. Seoul down this near side, the right, in front of the grandstand, and
I think he was offside.
Oh, he was offside there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Linesman couldn't keep up.
Yeah.
Northern Ireland have pulled the goal back against Slovenia. They're trailing 3-2 in that game now. Evans, the goal scorer. Yeah, it's the veteran Johnny Evans, the goal scorer. Just gone back to Manchester United.
Go on, Johnny. Love it.
You two could come out of retirement.
Yeah, don't push it,
put my boots
or
on.
maybe not.
Don't push it.
Back heel sets up Son, and left footed. That time Ward was waving it over. It was set up by the big striker Cho Gu-sung, who's been in good form this season. Scored twice against Ghana in the World Cup in Qatar, and that time he just laid it back for his captain. Left-footed curler, but didn't curl around enough, and Danny Ward waved it past his right-hand post. 0-0.
Yeah, no real danger was there with that. Surprising, because Son's got such high quality. You expect him to hit the target from there.
Loving the way Ben Davis has taken the ball out of defence tonight.
Yeah, he can just do everything, can't he, Ben?
He
Does everything well.
Such a calm influence as well on the back.
Yeah. He actually is experienced. Is so missed when he's not there. But the other two got plenty of caps between them and individually, but just missed that experienced head.
Yeah, he hasn't started a Premier League game for Spurs this season. Been on the bench twice. Played in the League Cup when they lost, of course, to Fulham, didn't they? In the Carabao Cup. So you can see why he needs the minutes tonight, and he's captain, which will make him immensely proud. And I think he'll be quite happy with the performance so far. It's 0-0. And you'd say it's an air of a friendly, but Wales are given as good as they've got so far. Simon Church.
Yeah, I mean, they've showed glimpses. You're right about the feel of a friendly. It's obviously very hot as well. We've all played in those games where the tempo slows down, where it's boiling, but I think Kiefer Moore just gives a bit more of a dynamic, and you've got to utilise it. If you see how many goals he's scored from crosses, I think Nico Williams is looking to play a bit higher up as well this half as well.
Slovenia now 4-2 up. Looks like there's going to be at least a couple of changes for Korea. I can see Lee Sun-min from Gwangju about to make his debut. So big night for him. And the cavalry are arriving for Wales as well. Wes Burns, Aaron Ramsey looks as if he's going to get half an hour. Rob Page did say there would be planned changes at 45, in other words 46 minutes. That really gets me when they say it's 45. It's actually in the 46 minute when the change is made at half time. Just a little foible of mine, Simon Church. Nathan Blake is used to those. And he said there would be changes on the hour as well. Here's Heung-min Song running at the Wales defence. Roberts put out a foot to block it. Cross in, headed away by Rodham from that left-hand side. Son Heung-min on the ball again. This time he fires it out to the near side. Bang In-byeon shoots left-footed and pulls it wide. Ward, I think, was across there anyway. So here we go then. 3 changes in the offing for Wales. Nico Williams is being replaced by Ipswich Town's Wes Burns. Harry Wilson makes way for the local boy now, Aaron Ramsey. And you can tell he's back home in Cardiff with that welcome. And Jordan James's night is at an end. And Josh Shear makes his return. His last appearance was against Finland as a substitute in September 2021. He's now playing League One at Bolton as Korea make 2 changes. With the Wolverhampton Wanderers player Hwang Hee-chan coming on.
The ball.
And also on Lee Sun-min for his bow. What do you make of those changes then, gentlemen?
I think Jordan James is going to come off a happy guy. I think he grew into the game a lot. You know, for his first start for Wales, I think he showed some good quality, some good pieces. But yeah, I think this is just about getting minutes. So I think with Rambo, they probably wouldn't have wanted him to play, but knowing him, being at Cardiff, playing for Wales, he would always want to be getting on the pitch and showing an example of everyone else.
Yeah, you want a little 20 minutes as well, don't you?
Yeah.
You want to run out. You know, you've been training a couple of days. You want to get out there, stretch your legs, try and make yourself a goal.
He scored twice for Cardiff already on his return.
Hwang is a dangerous player, Rob.
Yeah. Sorry?
Hwang, they call him the Bull.
Yeah.
Very good player, good finisher too.
He scored on Sunday, didn't he, for Wolves? Came on as a substitute, or was it Saturday?
He's looking like he's going to be their number 9 where he's going.
More to Burns. Broadhead still on there, scrapping for possession. Bounces into midfield, brought down by Sheehan. Pulls it back for his captain, Davis. Good touch by the former Newport County player. Newport County manager Graham Coughlin is here, watching in the posh seats.
Yeah, I do like Sheehan, Morale, but this is what I say about levels in the game. You know, give the ball away in there. Those, I mean, not so bad on a friendly, but you do that against the likes of Croatia or Armenia, and they'll be at you. You know, if this was a competitive game, I'm sure those mistakes would be punished.
Yeah, you've also got big shoes to fill with Joey Allen departing as well.
Absolutely.
That's someone who's going to leave a huge hole, and you know these new players coming in will have to take their opportunity, because it's still up for grabs. Really, we were talking about it earlier, weren't we? Who's gonna play in the middle of the park with Ampadu?
Well, maybe you can think about a team to play on Monday before we go off air tonight. You too, so you have been warned. This is where you earn your big bucks as summarisers.
It's already done, Rob. On
Radio Wales and 5 Sport Extra, 0-0.
That's what Church and I were speaking about before the game, Rob.
Interesting, Burns plays left wing back here for Wales, where at Ipswich he has a much further advanced role. At the moment Wales are chasing possession. It's with Solyomu. And then the first touch for Juan of Wolves. And his low cross is hammered out for a corner unceremoniously by Joe Roden. Surprised you're wearing beards tonight, guys, by the way. Your career in town.
Yeah, no beards are allowed, isn't it?
It's
dirty.
Dirty and unkempt.
Yeah, I know, mate. Yeah.
I don't want to make any references or whatever.
It's taken me 34 years to grow this.
He's only wearing it because it's not windy.
There we go. 0-0. 64 minutes gone. Low corner in. Moore went for it, and Wales have somehow scrambled it away with Ramsey. Oh, lovely ball to Moore. Moore just brought down, was he? Free kick. Says referee William Collum of Scotland. Not had too much to do.
And we've not mentioned him, Rob.
No, he's been good, I think.
Yeah, just let it flow. No extra time.
Ramsey on the ball in midfield, not much up ahead, but he does pick up the run of Burns down the left side, and Burns' first touch lets him down, but then it breaks to Moore somehow via 2 rebounds. Centre field, just outside the penalty area, cross in from Roberts from that right hand side, comes out of Heung-min Song, but Davis takes over. Mepham into the penalty area. Can he get the ball back? He can. Kiefer Moore. What did that come off? I think he's hit the post and it just missed Ramsey at that far post.
I think it's hit the post and hit Ramsey.
And stayed out somehow.
Yes, somehow.
Roberts tries to keep the pressure on. Ramsey swiftly away from his defender. Roberts then sets up Broadhead, takes a deflection and just goes wide. Corner Wales. Simon Church, that's got the crowd going.
I think the crowd needed that. You know, that's what we're talking about, the different dynamic of bringing Kiefer Moore in. You get quality balls into the box, and that's what Kiefer could do. He hit the target. I don't know how it didn't hit the post and hit Rambo on the way out.
Aaron Ramsey takes this left-sided corner. Wales' first of this second half. It's beyond the far post. Oh, as if the goalkeeper knew. Kim Sung-yu, he went well beyond his far post and collected the ball all by himself.
You can see even just in the short period that Ramsey's come on the pitch, you know, his quality, he's taken his time, he's made some good passes. I think him and Kiefer Moore make a big difference in this game.
Just watch this, Rob. The header hits the post.
Yeah, we've just got a little monitor. The header hits
Ramsey.
The post. It would have been handball had it gone in. Song Heung-min into the Wales penalty. He's got a lot to do on the right hand side. Roden's trying to keep him up. Former Tottenham teammate
Not very often, mind you. He didn't play many games for Tottenham, did Joe Rodon, but he's dealt with that, and it's out for a corner. Although Song Heung-min did mention him in the press conference yesterday, saying it's not just Ben Davies I'm friendly with, Joe Rodon, a really good mate of mine. He's a bit of a Wrexham fan as well, isn't he, Song Heung-min? Lee Jae-sung with this corner for South Korea from the right. A posse of substitutes warm up. He's hit that long. It's going to be picked up by Heung-min Song. Song Heung-min on that far side slid in front of the Korean fans who loved it. If he looks up, he'll see a Somerset Spurs flag in black and white. He had plenty of time to look up because he let the ball go out for a throw-in. And it's 0-0, but that's the closer we come to goals, Nathan Blake.
Yeah, these Spurs got a few fans. So I take it back. I know someone will be listening. They'll be hurt by that.
Of course, you should remember Nathan Blake started his days as a Chelsea youngster.
Started my days as a Spurs fan.
There's a Korean player down. You say, but isn't that, Simon, what the point you made about Ramsey and Moore make a difference? Well, Moore isn't there on Monday, he can't, but isn't that the thing, that every time he comes on, he does make a difference, but I still think Wales would rather play a game in a different style. Do you know what I mean? They're almost forced into playing that because he
I don't
keeps
understand
scoring.
that, though, Rob. I don't understand how you think we're better without a number 9.
I would prefer to play with a centre forward.
Yeah. As a centre forward.
And have Brennan Johnson running off him.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I think that works better.
Ramsey tried to pick up the pass to Burns, and he looks aghast that Burns didn't read it. Looks like David Brooks is about to enter the fray. Thought he might have started tonight, David Brooks.
Great to see him back as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And he's been on the the last two for Bournemouth. Challenged by Morel, square to Sheehan. Sheehan 15 yards from the penalty area, finds Broadhead in a pocket of space, tried to break into the box, just loses it. Ramsey picks it up, plenty to do. He's got Burns on his outside, on his left hand side, right low cross by Burns, goes off a Korean defender for a Wales corner. This is probably Wales' best spell, I would say. Amroheed bellows out from behind that goal. The drummer in fine form. 70 minutes on the clock. 0-0. Radio Well Sport and 5 Sport Extra. Ramsey corner from the left. It's deep. Headed down by Rodon and collected on his line by Kim Sung-Yoon.
Yeah, good ball in to the back post. Rodon gets it really well.
Just not able to generate.
No, not enough power. Kim down to his left hand side. Nice and comfortable.
Well, things have certainly livened up. Ramsey, the most advanced Wales player at the moment. Kim Min-jae wide to our left hand side. Chu looks offside to me, but there we are. Assistant keeps his flag down. Moore header back inside, but that was picked up by Park Young-woo. He joined Al Ain in the summer in the UAE from Ulsan. As they're called, Ulsan Hyundai. It's Hyundai, you know. As Lee puts the ball inside, cross into the Wales penalty area. Ward, I thought he hesitated.
Yeah, it looked
and then
like
suddenly threw his arms out.
Yeah, absolutely. It's almost like he changed his mind, like he wasn't going to come for it, and then snatched it almost.
It's another good area though, wasn't it?
Yeah, if you're getting across, get across it there, you've got a simple tap in, haven't you?
Frustrates me that. Watching those balls and no one's there.
Yeah, used to me as well, but after 20 years, it start to just accept it, mate.
Davis was being nibbled at as he broke into midfield then. And Jurgen Klinsmann looks a bit annoyed that that free kick has gone against his side. David Brooks coming on then, who makes way for David Brooks. We're about to find out. I think there may be a drinks break now as well. It is really warm. We played 72 minutes. And Brooks is going to have to wait, I think. I think the ref wants a drink. He does. I don't blame him either. He does. So what are we thinking then? The last 20 minutes now. Will Rob Page be satisfied with the performance so far, do you think?
I think he'll be satisfied. As long as it stays the same, he'll be satisfied in terms of result. You know, they've showed glimpses. I really do think having a centre forward, someone like Kiefer Moore, who can hold the ball up, he's effective, he can have runners off him, but also crosses. We've just seen the biggest chance is a cross in the box, and he's the one who's going to attack it. I think we have to have that.
I've been trying to convince Rob of that for years. He's got this false nine thing in his head.
We're biased though, aren't we?
Yeah,
we're biased. We're biased with centre forwards, but I just think having a runner off
it as well.
A couple of changes in the drinks break. David Brooks on for Nathan Broadhead of Ipswich, and Korea have swapped their big centre forward Cho Ju Liu, and he's been replaced by Hwang Yu Jo, who's on loan at Norwich from Forest. Burns now, left hand side, high up the field, level with the penalty area, cuts inside and lofts a right footed shot over the top when there were red shirts in the middle.
Meaning, you'd like to see a cross there, Rob?
Well, you've seen the problems Kiefer Moore has caused. You think he probably would then, although Simon Church, you've got the look of the man who said, well, I would have shot in that position.
I don't think I ever had a shot outside the box, to be honest.
Oh, it's a bit of a worry as Metham stretch there, and he's holding his knee, but I think he's okay. I thought he signalled it. No, he's gone to the ground. Well, this is exactly what Rob Page wanted to avoid. Chris Mepham called. I thought he signalled immediately. He stretched with that ball in the far corner, Nathan Blake.
Yeah, he doesn't look too distressed. I think it's cramp more than anything, Rob.
Well, this is only the second game he started this season.
Yeah, I think he just gets up a bit too quick, and then I think he's just cramping, to be honest with you. He's bent over and grabbed both his calves.
He has,
and they're stretching his calves now.
Sean Connolly,
just hot, muggy night, fluids,
Lucky
salts.
game time.
Yeah. I know it can be used for other things, but do they still used to use the Oralite after training and all that to replace your salts and all that?
Well, there's electrolytes now.
Yeah. Well,
they've teched it up a little bit.
There was electrolytes at the same time. Was it science and sport? Yeah.
No, that's it.
I know the electrolytes, but they used to use. It's probably because it was a higher level. Dave Fever at Blackburn, he introduced the Oralite because it replaced all your salts as well. Never mind, son.
All our yesterdays.
Let it go, Si.
14 minutes to go. Still waiting for our first goal in this friendly between Wales and South Korea. Sheehan clips the ball away from a defensive position, the Wales right back position, but it's going to come straight back at them. Fang of Wolves on that far side lofts in a right-footed cross, headed out not too convincingly by Burns, straight to Heung-min Song. It's not the best idea. Wales are in
Rob, I read also that the players weren't too happy with Jurgen Klinsmann. Did you read that? Did you see that anywhere? So I read that they weren't too happy with his approach.
We heard the
apparently.
journalist we spoke to before the programme saying he's under pressure.
Yeah.
Because they expect more. They're planning for the Asian Cup, which is in Qatar in February, January-February. And so he says, well, look, that's all that counts, really. And believe it or not, they've not won the Asian Cup since 1960.
Yeah. I think they've got a population of about 52 million, 53 million.
Yeah, and there's a few hundred still here.
Yeah, I thought they'd be have a better record than that.
Just gone on the edge of the box, offside. Poland have won up on Faroe Isles. Robert Lewandowski with a penalty. Elsewhere tonight, it's Czech Republic 1, Albania 1, Denmark 3, San Marino 0, France 2, the Republic of Ireland 0, Netherlands 3, Greece 0, Poland 1, Faroe Isles 0, Serbia 1, Hungary 2, and Slovenia 4, Northern Ireland 2. And here in this friendly, it's Wales 0, South Korea 0 on 5 Sport Extra and BBC Radio Wales. More heads on the free kick. Wales can't pick up the second ball. They're trying to win it back now. Davis.
Lovely skill. Lovely bit of skill that from Lee.
Yeah. Lee Jae-sung. It's going to be a free kick to South Korea just in front of Rob Page. His 36th game in charge tonight. Wales have drawn their last 2 friendlies against Albania and Finland. And they've only won 4 of their last 21 friendlies. But then friendlies are different now. And Rob Page has made it clear, well, A, he didn't want to play this friendly really, but he had to. And secondly, the only game that really matters for him is Monday. But a win would sort of, I think Ian Hunt used a good word, soothe things for him.
I think he'll be quite happy with how he's gone tonight. I don't think he's going to be, too fussed about the result as long as everyone comes off the pitch unscathed. There's been a few good performances. We haven't mentioned Broadhead. I was very impressed with him, with his movement, how confident he was. He was just lacking that kind of final end product. But apart from that, there was glimpses, and also. Jordan James as well, his performance, he's solid.
Well, it's definitely a defensive midfield berth up for grabs with Morrell suspended, and you think the fact that he came off early as well, Jordan James might have got himself that. Here's Brooks, the willowy player, and is in good form for Bournemouth. As Burns dribbles down this left-hand side, heads towards the corner flag, low cross into the box, easily cleared away. Davis cushions the header down for Morrell. Song Heung-min got his head in the way though.
Just a little drag back by Morrell, just held him a little.
The attendance we're just about to be given. 13,668. You look at Wales's form, children back to school this week. I mean, in the old days,
played in front of a lot less.
for competitive games. Yeah. Is there going to be a winner though? It's goalless. As we go to the last 10 minutes of the Cardiff City Stadium, plenty of enthusiasm from the fans, plenty going for lap to Riga at the weekend as well. The Red Wall will be out in force in Riga as Brooks nips in to get Wales trying to get forward. Ramsey has to go back but then curls it wide to Roberts, who's played from the kickoff so far. Ramsey looks at the run of Brooks. Kim Min-jae got back there though, the Bayern Munich player.
Yeah, that ball just needed to be a bit wider. so Brooks could go inside the defender.
Kim Min-jae went for £58 million this summer. He's the most expensive Asian player from the Serie A champions Napoli. His teammate is Harry Kane now. He keeps them up and Kane pops them in. There's a Korean player down now. Is that Park Hyung-woo?
It is,
yeah. You shall know him by his orange boots. And his game is over, I think. He's been helped out to the touchline. It's a conciliatory tap on the shoulder as he moves off, and you'd have to say the way he's walking off, he's unlikely to be facing Saudi Arabia at St James's Park, Newcastle on Tuesday. Two changes in the offing. Lee Dong-young Lee Jae-sung is making way for Hang Young-jun, familiar to Celtic fans. Joined them for a 5-year deal from Gangwon. This is his debut for South Korea as Denmark go 4-0 up on San Marino. So it's 0-0. We've got just under 7 minutes to go here at the Cardiff City Stadium on 5 Sport Extra and Radio Wales. Mepham, okay again. Ward, low kick forward that time. Didn't get too far either. Ramsey puts the pressure on, forces the back pass into the Korean half. So it's Seul who's been a threat down this near side, the Wales left. To Hang Young-jun. Of Wolves bursts to the byline on that left hand side, wants to set up a shooting chance. Joe Morrell gets there to tease the ball away from him and gets brought down. And that's why you need a defensive midfielder, Nathan.
Yeah, it's good anticipation as well from Joe. It's a good burst on the left hand touchline. Not sure it was, got sat down. Might have been Mepham.
Just feel the tempo is coming towards an end now, isn't it? It's just like feeling like we're just trying to see the game out now. Come on, ref.
Strikes me that South Korea will owe Wales a game, so I quite fancy a trip to South Korea.
I have to get rid of my beard.
You will?
Yeah, me too.
Also, take your money. They've got the world's largest department store, apparently.
You could just put your head out of the plane window, mate. You'll be fine.
Wales make a breakthrough. Brooks turns. Ramsey, right hand side, level with the Korean penalty area. Roberts is there as well, goes back to Brooks. Sheehan, square to Mepham. Now they bring on Roden. Davis is on this left hand side, seeks out Burns, finds him, and then goes inside Davis. He's in the penalty area, goes a crossover, keeper palms it away, and Korea get the ball away. Will drop for Mepham, heads it forward. Davis went for it on the edge of the box, and he's come off worse of a collision inside the D, but the referee has given a foul to South Korea. It's 0-0.
Good forward movement from Ben. That's what he can bring. You know, when he was playing in that role, he likes to bring the ball forward. He likes to run forward. It was a good cross as well. It was just cut out by the goalkeeper at the end. Kiefer Moore was getting searched out, and I think, you know, Ben is such an important player for us. leading by example, doing things like that. Even in a friendly, he doesn't really want to get injured or doesn't want to. He just doesn't want to lose either.
No. Well, there aren't many minutes to go now. Can Wales just grab something? Min Jae, he looked offside then, did Heung-min Son.
Country mile.
Assistant agrees.
That's one of them, late on in the game, I'll just run and hope that someone's sleeping in defence. I'm onside, then I come alive. But, no. I think it would take some real ill discipline from Wales to get caught like that.
Oh, absolutely. The amount of times I got offside for that kind of run was not acceptable.
Yeah, I remember. 3 minutes to go on Radio Wales and 5 Sport Extra. Ward clears long, looking for more. Loses the header that time. It's going to be a Wales throw, not too far away from the South Korea penalty area. I've got to say, Young Seung Hyun, who plays for Ulsan Hyundai, has been pretty powerful in the air. Davis tries to thread through the eye of a needle, but it ricocheted off Aaron Ramsey out for a South Korea throw. 1 or 2 starting to leave the proceeds to our left. Heung-min Son robbed by Morel, so it'll be a Wales throw, 10-15 yards inside the Korean half. Burns looks for a red shirt to pass it to. We've got 88 minutes on the clock. Davis makes himself available, clips it past 2 players, then Burns trying to take over and loses it. Roden lofts it forward, looking for Moore. Moore got the header that time. Ramsey shrugs off the defender on the deck, crosses in left-footed. Moore heads it, but he heads it towards goal, but he was always going backwards, and he was a good 15-16 yards out.
Yeah.
So Brooks had given him a shout behind him.
Not sure. Difficult when you're up in the air as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I think when you keep for more, you're going to attack everything you can.
Exactly.
How many times did you leave it in the box?
Never.
Wales are asking for offside against Lee Dong-young, who's on loan at Hansa Rostock. But it's if that doesn't go out, it's going to be a Wales throw, and we're coming to the dying seconds of this game. Moore heads it down for Burns, but he's well inside his own half, has to go back to Ben Davis. Moore has gone forward, Ramsey's available down this left hand side. They go square to Roden on the edge of the D, White to Mepham. Suspect both of those two will be involved against Latvia on Monday. Now Roden, is there one last effort for Wales to make a breakthrough, which Rob Page would desperately love. Go White to Burns, referee hasn't looked at his watch yet. Davis looks at the run of Sheehan into the penalty area. Now, is there a touch on that? I think it is. It's a Wales corner.
It's a great run. A great run forward from Sheehan, and again Ben with the quality.
This could be the last chance of this game. David Brooks has gone across to that right hand side to take the corner. Can Wales make the breakthrough here? Moore is the target and heads it over from 6 yards, and that is the final whistle. The last effort was for Kiefer Moore, who made a difference, no doubt about that, in the second half. But Wales couldn't find a breakthrough. We'll see what the fans think of that. But it's certainly a much improved performance, though distinctly played as a friendly, you'd have to say. Wales go to Latvia on Monday for a huge game. They've kept the clean sheet. They've probably had the better chances, but on Monday they will have to take those chances. So Rob Page sort of stops the rot as Amor Rahid pipes up. He's given minutes to certain players, he's taken some off early, and he's got plenty to ponder for Monday, Nathan Blake.
Yeah, he has, Rob. There's some good performances as well. I think you'd be happy the likes of Jordan James coming in. Nathan Broadhead done well. Ethan Ampadu, as usual, very solid performance, but a lot of good to take from that game. They haven't lost, first and foremost. It's a difficult game, difficult conditions, and he's got a few players a good run out, good 60 minutes, 70 minutes in their legs. So, yeah, decent night all round.
Yeah, he's got to be happy with that, Rob Page. I think, coming out of the game, no one seemed to get injured, kept a clean sheet, looked encouraging in the second half, a lot better with the inclusion of Kiefer Moore. At the end of the day, I think he'll probably take that, and all thoughts are on Monday now.
So that is it for the Cardiff City Stadium. Wales head to Latvia on Monday with Rob Page facing some of the toughest selection decisions that he's ever had to make on one of the most important games that he's faced, not just for Wales's qualification hopes but for his future too. Maybe it's finished here though. Cardiff City nil, Wales nil, South Korea nil.
We can edit that bit, Rob, don't worry. Thank you, Rob, Nathan and Simon. Stay with us though, we've still got just under half an hour to go here on Radio Wales Sport. Larry Shawn on the way at 10 o'clock this evening after the news, the weather and the travel. We'll try and bring you some reaction if we can before then from the Wales camp, maybe even from Jurgen Klinsmann, who's just about to walk off the field and over the touchline. He looks pretty happy actually, considering that he's gone 5 games now without a win as the South Korea manager. You would have thought maybe a more frustrating night for him and South Korea than Wales and Rob Page, but he was smiling at the end there, so seems pretty happy with the workout for his team. And there were a lot of smiles as well amongst the Wales players. I did sort of see Ben Davies and Joe Rodon smiling together, colleagues at Spurs at one point of course, and Rob Page, as the boys were saying, should be pretty happy, you would imagine, with what he has seen there this evening. Of course, there will be reaction here on BBC Radio Wales Breakfast in the morning from 7 o'clock and on the BBC Sport Wales website as the last few players come off the field. Danny Ward, Kiefer Moore, who came on as a sub at half-time, among them, and head down the tunnel as the crowd of, 13,668 make their way out of the stadium through the gangways and away from the ground. I wonder what they'll be thinking then ahead of Monday's big game in Latvia, live here on BBC Radio Wales. A must-win Euro 2024 qualifier for Wales. And as Rob was saying, for Rob Page, who's been under some pressure, hasn't he, since those 2 June defeats to Armenia and Turkey. The South Korean players have just been over to applaud their travelling supporters and slowly trudging off the field. And let's talk to Simon Church and Nathan Blake in a bit more detail about what they've seen here this evening. I think the music was the big winner, by the way, from the second half, wasn't it? I mean, the band didn't stop playing. You had that Brooks Will Tear You Apart song, which they used to sing at Sheffield United, and now the Wales fans are singing it in tribute to David Brooks, who's obviously making his way back from the illness that he had.
You're searching.
But the music was impressive. What was that?
I said you're searching, aren't you?
But the atmosphere was better in the second half.
No, much better.
Good.
Yeah, they got the drum going, sung a couple of songs, and built the atmosphere. But I think right from the get-go, right, we talked about Rob Page saying he didn't want to play this game. Right, that straight away sets the tone for your players. They played that way, not like they didn't want to play it, but sort of like half-hearted, lackadaisical. We'll get through it, make sure we don't concede. If we concede, then we're going to have to try and step it up. It was that sort of performance. And, you'd say they had the best chances. They had a good chance in the first half with Wilson and a couple of Kiefer Moore headers in the second half, one right at the end there, which you felt you should have done better with. But that aside, it was a real friendly performance for me. It never looked like it could have sat here all night. I don't think anyone would have scored.
Do you think what he said yesterday actually did set the tone?
It has an effect. It does as a player.
The tempo and everything.
Well,
how Wales played. It basically said we don't want this game, and that was reflected in how Wales played.
Yeah, I agree. I think as soon as you've got the manager and coming out saying that he doesn't really want this game to be played. As we said before, there was opportunities for other players coming in to make an impression and gain some experience, but that feel of an international friendly, you know, the atmosphere was low, the tempo was low, it's a hot day, it looked like no one really wanted to be here and play it, but you know, it's one of those ones, everyone's come off as unscathed, they've got a clean sheet, there's a couple of positive performances out of it, and yeah, the focus is on Monday now.
Who wants to watch highlights later on the TV? BBC 20-11 match of the day, Wales.
Jordan James, I suspect, will want to watch highlights, because I thought he did himself a power of good tonight. In fact, I've just scribbled down what I think might be, if he sticks with 5 at the back like he did tonight, I'm not sure there's going to be that many changes.
I was going to say, I mean, that starting lineup tonight, is that pretty much the starting lineup do you guys think for Monday, apart from obviously Aaron Ramsey coming in? Nathan?
No, I don't think that'll be the starting lineup, no.
What will be?
Honestly, it's so difficult to read at the moment, because there seem to be so many players who seem to be on a sort of even keel, a similar level. You know, Rob said about the young lad coming in today, Jordan James, done really well. Morel done okay when he comes to the bench. Who would you prefer out of those two? Well, you know, Morel's got a bit more experience, but James done.
Yeah, but he's not available Monday, Morel, is he?
Well, I know he's not, but we're talking about going forward in the future, right? So I think Jordan James will become that sort of, or he can become that holding role next to Ethan Ampadu. But I chucked in a googly into my friends here earlier, and I said I'd like to see, one player I'd like to see next to Ethan Ampadu is Nico Williams.
Oh, right, okay.
Because I do believe he can do a bit of everything.
What, like Trent
and
Alexander-Arnold
No,
style?
no, not from the fullback.
Would you play a back four then, Nathan?
Actually, as a sitting midfielder.
Would you play a back four then?
Yes, you're frowning because you don't quite get it there.
I'm trying to work it out in my head.
Well, look at the system tonight, and it's very similar. You just take out one of the central midfielders, take Wilson out and put Nico Williams into a midfield role next to Ethan Ampadu.
Put Morgan Fox in.
Absolutely, Fox on the left-hand side. Yeah.
I wonder. I think let's look at the positives of tonight. I would say.
Oh, hang on, we got a pitch invader.
Yeah,
Scottish stewards who just brought him down.
I don't know why. There's a few subs on the pitch.
Yeah, perhaps he's being escorted off the field. Yeah, there's a few subs warming down.
He's desperate to meet Tom Bradshaw or something.
He's trying to get up here to see you, Rob.
Strange time to do that, but yeah, they're getting rid of him.
Probably Rob's giving him a 2 in a Sunday league game or something.
Yeah, well, that's fair enough.
We're going to hear from Jordan James shortly, actually. You were talking about him and the fact that he's pretty impressive this evening. We can hear from him now, actually. Let's get his thoughts on how he thought that went tonight for him. He's been speaking to Helen Anna.
Jordan, first start, how did you find that?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I was just looking up at my parents up in the stand, and they were so proud of me. It's a proud moment for me and them. But you know, the most important thing is that we got the job done. We didn't take it lightly, and we look forward to Monday.
Yeah, Rob Page said before the game that he wanted a reaction from the squad after a poor performance in June. Do you feel as a squad that you got that performance today?
Yeah, you know, we weren't at our best last camp, and we all know that. We know that what we can do, and we've come out tonight. We've tried to put in a good performance ready for Monday. It's all preparation for Monday, but we did our job today, and that's the main thing.
Yeah, all eyes on Monday now. Tonight was a real chance for young players like yourself to put hands up for Monday. Do you think like you did that, and also how will this performance help the mood in camp going ahead for a big game on Monday as well?
Yeah, I mean, I've always said it, the gaffer's been unbelievable with young players. As you can see, he's putting them into the camps, and we're growing as people and as footballers. You know, working with the likes of Rambo and Ben Davis and all these players is a massive achievement for me. And you know, playing out there with the likes of them is unbelievable. You watch them on TV, and now all of a sudden I'm playing next to them. It's surreal.
Yeah, and playing against a good career side as well. How was that, playing against a team of that standard?
Yeah, massively. That's a hard test. I mean, it's not an easy game. I think we held our own out there. But you know, the main game's Monday, and we all know that. We just had to get the job done today, and see what happens on Monday.
Well done, and good luck on Monday. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Jordan James, the Birmingham City midfielder, starting for Wales for the first time tonight. Good career move for him to play this evening.
Here all week.
Trying to get it.
I got it, Ian. Nobody else did. I got it.
Let's talk about the second half then. And Kiefer Moore, don't worry, forget it. Kiefer Moore, things change. Things always change when Kiefer Moore is thrown on. As you were saying in commentary, you guys, the way that Wales play, the style, it changes. It brought a little bit more urgency because the balls were going in towards him. But therein lies the conundrum, isn't it? Because he's not available on Monday. He can't play, so they go back to how they played during the first half.
Yeah.
How do you see it? How do you see Monday? How do they play against Latvia?
I think, you'll play with... I'm not sure whether he's going to go with a back four. I think on tonight's evidence, he might have been trialling a back five. I think he needs to shore up that central defence. I think with Ben Davies coming back in, that's huge. I think that's been a problem. I think since the World Cup, the back line and the midfield, too many times we were caught one man in midfield against three, and then just overexposed at the back, and people running left, right and centre, and then also individual mistakes, which, like I said in commentary, you can't help that if you're Rob Page. But going forward, I think there's obviously positives, but it's difficult when you've been a player to take positives out of a game where no one's at full tilt. Right, that was like a 70% just above training session, 11v11 sort of performance, because there's a bit of a crowd in there. So it's difficult to take, sort of lead from that and understand, right, he's going to go in, he'll be available for Monday, and he'll do a great job. Because you've just heard the young lad Jordan James saying, played well, we held our own, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, but he must understand also that they were nowhere near full tilt, right? And neither would he have been. But at full tilt in a competitive international match, it's then you're going to be judged. Can you hold your own against, the likes of South Korea then?
I'm looking at... I thought Jordan James was one of the successes tonight, right? I think the other positives would be Ben Davies, superb, made a huge difference at the back and bringing the ball out of defence, which I thought he did really well today. Danny Ward played 90 minutes, his first 90 minutes of the season. You have to say he is the number one. There's none of the four keepers other than Adam Davis are playing at all. He's only got one game under his belt. So I've gone for, here we go then, I'll put my neck on the line even if you boys won't, even though you paid more than me. So it's Danny Ward. I'm going for Danny Ward in goal on Monday, okay? If it's a 5 with two wing backs, I think it's probably the 5 that started tonight. And then I think you're looking at James Ampadu-Wilson with Ramsey behind Brennan Johnson.
I've got to agree with that, to be honest.
Okay, I would have gone for Ward, Roden, Davis, Mepham. Davis in between Mepham and Roden. Ampadu, Williams, Fox on the left, Roberts on the right. Ramsey, Brooks and Johnson.
So you did have a team then, you said earlier.
I'm always
just
prepared.
Rascal,
I was.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. And he's got a team written down on his phone. You don't have to agree with Rob, by the way,
no,
Simon.
But I do, to be honest. I think, Rambo's going to be so important in that game Monday. I think.
Could I just ask, did he need to play tonight? So there's a bit of criticism on social media. Did he need that 30 minutes tonight, Aaron Ramsey?
I think it's not a case of need. I think it's a case of he would have 100% wanted to. He'll never turn down the chance to play for Wales at the Cardiff City Stadium. He's back in his home. He's confident. He's enjoying life at the minute, and he would never ever want to miss an opportunity to play for Wales. So. He would have probably wanted to play longer, but knowing the game on Monday, he's obviously taken what he can.
And at the moment, Page can't win.
And you want to get into a rhythm.
Ramsey gets slaughtered for not putting the captain on. If he plays him, why did he play him?
Yeah, you want to get into a rhythm as well. Rambo's playing well for his club.
Yeah.
Right? So, you don't want to, like I said, you don't want to train for 3 or 4 days and then just sit on the bench for 90 minutes warming up and down the touchline. If you can get 20 minutes, half hour, honestly, especially in a game like that, it's a run out. That is literally a run out. That's just above a difficult sort of 11v11 training session. It's just a level above it. So for me, perfect opportunity to just keep your lungs blowing, ready to go Monday.
And he showed some good touches as well.
Absolutely,
he came on and showed what he could do. He upped the
spun a
quality
few good
for
balls
sure.
out. Yeah.
He looks confident.
Okay.
He looks happy and confident.
Yeah,
fit.
He does.
That's what he looks.
We're going to hear from Rob Page before we go off here at 10. First of all, though, let's hear from the man who was captain from the start this evening with Ramsey on the bench. Here's Ben Davies with Heledd.
Ben, friendlies are never that intense on the pitch, but how did you find that one tonight?
I think it was two pretty good teams that had a good battle tonight. It was quite tactical, but that's what you get at this level. Two teams that were difficult to break down, but it was a good 90 minutes, and in the end a pretty decent result.
And Rob Page, and obviously everyone knows all eyes on Monday. What were the learnings from tonight ahead of the big game on Monday against Latvia?
Yeah, look, I think we've seen the results haven't been what we've wanted the last few games, and tonight was about going out there and putting a good performance in more than anything. But look, we got a decent result against a good team. Come away with some confidence going into Monday, where we know there's a big game we need to win.
Yeah, how do you prepare for that one on Monday then? Because obviously a friendly, Rob Page said he didn't want to play this game, but obviously it was good to play the game and get some boys to get minutes on the pitch as well.
I think I understand what he said, but maybe it was a little bit misconstrued. I think it's a case of, look, the games that we know the vital game is Monday, but tonight is still important for us. We needed that 90 minutes as a squad on the pitch, playing a proper, a good side, and yeah, look, we were happy to get this game in the legs, and it gives us good confidence going into Monday.
A good side, and one of your friends and teammates in Son. How was it to play against him?
Yeah, it was always it's always nice to see him, but he's a good player, so we were always on edge on the pitch, but luckily we kept him pretty quiet tonight.
Yeah, and I'm sure you discussed a lot of tactics on that train. Thank you, Ben. Good luck on Monday.
Thank you.
I wonder if they'll go back on the train, back up to London. Of course they won't, because Wales are going to get to Latvia, obviously, to play against Latvia on Monday. And I think Saudi Arabia have got a game, South Korea have got a game next week in Newcastle, so they go their separate ways before they reunite with Tottenham. Just a couple of full times to give you from European qualifiers this evening. France, who've got 4 wins from 4, 2-0 up against Ireland in Group B. That is a result, winning 2-0. Ireland going to be 3 points behind the Netherlands, who've beaten Greece 3-0, and Northern Ireland's qualifying hopes seriously dented, 7 points behind the top 2 in Group H after 5 matches played, 4-2 down in Slovenia. I think that might well be a final score as well. It is a result for Northern Ireland. So we'll hear from Rob Page then shortly. Nathan Blake and Simon Church alongside me, Ian Hunt at Cardiff City Stadium, and Rob Phillips, of course. And it was, the atmosphere was good. It was pretty placid tonight, wasn't it, with the crowd of 13,668. So wasn't too bad, the attendance in the end. Actually, if you look at the Czech Republic friendly in March 2022, that didn't break the 13,000 mark. So, whether we're slightly overplaying the whole things are gloomy, things are bad, so therefore the fans aren't coming in, I don't know. But, overall, it was a good atmosphere second half. But then again, that kind of disguised the importance maybe of what's to come. The seriousness of what is to come on Monday, and how much pressure there is on Rob Page going into that.
There seems to be trepidation about that, obviously, and there's almost sensing in the crowd that this is a friendly and we've turned up, and second half we'll sing, but really and truly we know what's important, and it's Monday, and that's what it's all about.
I think you've also got to give the fans something to cheer about. Absolutely. And that's what happened. Start of the second half, it kind of kicked them into gear, with obviously Kiefer coming on and having a chance early on. But yeah, that feel, that atmosphere is, especially in this stadium in previous years, is something we kind of fed off, and that certainly lacked a little bit today.
They made their own entertainment though, certainly, with the music during the second half. We can hear from a few of them. Alex, our reporter, caught up with some fans as they made their way out the stadium.
It wasn't the most exciting game, but I think we've played better than we have done lately. But we're still lacking in terms of finishing in front of goal. We had plenty of opportunities, and even though their goalkeeper was very good, I do think we should have scored 1 or 2, definitely.
No goals today. A little bit boring, perhaps?
It was a bit boring. I really need a cold shower. I think the lethargy
in the stadium tonight just didn't help either. Like, everyone was just too hot. But I think, like, when you have players like Kiefer Moore coming on, they really help to pick up the tempo a bit. They really give that bit of pizzazz, I guess, to proceedings. But yeah, I mean, I guess you can't complain with a 0-0 draw, but it was a game I don't think anyone really wanted to be playing anyway. So yeah, onwards to Monday.
Well, that was the sentiments of manager Rob Page before the game.
We're on the same page. Excuse the pun.
No pun intended. Did you see, obviously, 0-0, boiling day as you mentioned, but did you see enough in that performance to suggest we can go to Latvia and get a result on Monday?
I think so, but again, I think what I'm worried about is scoring and the fact that we are just not scoring. We had plenty of chances, good runs, some players playing really well, but again, in front of goal, nobody seemed to be able to step up and score. Obviously, there were some good saves and things, and maybe the odd penalty shout that we should have had. But yeah, we need to sort out who's going to be scoring these goals now that we haven't got Gareth Bale anymore to bail us out.
It's just having the confidence to just go for it, because they've got nothing to lose, but they're such a young team. And I think, based on tonight's game, I'd rather see a really scrappy game where we might get a goal out of it rather than some pretty passing.
No Kiefer Moore on Monday. Who do you think can potentially step up to the plate?
I think Brennan Johnson played quite well when he came on, and obviously he's on a bit of a high at the moment after his move to Spurs. So I think he definitely needs to get a run out. I think, yeah, it is a shame because he really does give us that height that other players don't. So yeah, I would go for Brennan Johnson, I think.
Any standout performance today for you?
Kiefer Moore. I just love him. He can do no wrong in my eyes. If you could pass that on, please.
Well, I assume he's not there on Monday, but fingers crossed they'll pull it off. Thank you very much, both.
It's like a mini call, Rob, that wasn't it? Some fans giving us their thoughts immediately after the game as they made their way out the stadium there to Radio Wales. Good to hear those thoughts, looking ahead to Monday and what they thought about tonight's game. And the rest of the Euro 2024 campaign still to come. Let's hear then from the manager, and be interested to see what he made of things this evening and how he's feeling about Monday. Here is Rob Page.
Rob, you said you wanted a reaction from your players tonight. Do you think you got that, and what did you learn ahead of Monday?
Absolutely got a reaction. That's our identity. That's what I said against Croatia. The reason we got the point is because we stuck to the game plan and defended like our lives depended on it, and we had to do that tonight against one of the best strikers in world football. So they're a talented team. They've got a load of talented footballers, and to be disciplined in our shape, that's our identity without the ball. And then we knew that, look at the players we had coming off the bench. We know that with the ball we'll hurt teams, and I still think there's a little bit of room for improvement. But so many positives. JJ tonight, his debut, I thought he was outstanding. So lots of positives, and thankfully we've got through it unscathed, no injuries.
That's what I was going to say. That's a huge positive ahead of Monday. How do you prepare for this one, which is a crucial game for your side?
We got an extra day to recover, so tomorrow we'll get us all in. We'll all recover together tomorrow and check everybody's okay, and then we'll be back on the grass on Saturday, ready for a tough game on Monday, a different type of game on Monday. But if we show that level of commitment and passion to defend our box when we need to, because it'll be a different type of game on Monday to what we faced tonight. But if we do that, then we give ourselves the best chance to win a game.
And how important was that performance tonight for the squad mentality, momentum, confidence going into Monday?
I couldn't wait to get on camp. The players have felt the same. We were all frustrated in the summer, and they've shown tonight that was a positive reaction, absolutely, to everybody. But to us in the changing room, I said that to the message. It's not about everybody else, it's about us. We fell short of the standards we'd set before from the positives of March. And it was important to get a positive reaction, and I'm really pleased with them.
And lastly, it was a big chance for the younger players you mentioned at the beginning there to put their hand up for Monday. What pleased you from their performances, and have they put their hand up?
Absolutely. Look, young JJ's done really, really well. So, Brodie's put a shift in. He's always a threat moving forward, and against the top team, we could have won that game 1-0 today. So, lots of positives, and it's all about Monday.
Good luck. Thanks for your time, and good luck on Monday.
Diolch yn fawr.
Rob Page there with Helen Anna. More to come on Match of the Day later at 20 to 11 on BBC One Wales, and the iPlayer, Jane Ludlow and Joe Ledley joining Katrin Helev this evening. So it was worth playing after all then, wasn't it? I mean, that's what Rob Page seems to be saying there in a sense, isn't it?
Nobody got injured, which you'll be relieved at. I think I was glad Heleth asked about Jordan James. I think he's probably played his way into the starting lineup. It's going to make him think about it, certainly. And Wales got back to their, let's face it, South Korea didn't have many chances, did they? For all it was a friendly, Wales had far more openings. I won't say good chances, but sort of openings around the box. Kiefer Moore, a couple of headers. But even before that, Wilson could have scored twice in the first half, first few minutes. Imagine if that had gone in. That might have really livened it up. I think Harry Wilson did okay as well.
Quick reminder then where we are, gents, before we leave you. Latvia-Wales Monday, Wales versus Croatia, next game back here at Cardiff City Stadium, 15th of October. That's going to be a different night altogether, isn't it? Armenia against Wales on the 18th of November, and then back here again to finish the group, Wales v Turkey, on the 21st of November. How are we feeling about qualifying for the Euros next year then, Nathan? Monday, all on Monday?
Yeah. Each game as it comes, the old cliche. Can't think of anything else. Can't think of any of those games in November and what have you. You can only affect the immediate game, which is Latvia. So, they're experienced enough. They got enough experience in the dressing room. Don't need us to mention it, even talk about it, because they know, take each game as it comes. They've got over this tonight, come through unscathed, decent result. Probably should have won it on, goal-mouth opportunities. Possession, you would say, okay, Korea probably just edged it. But like Rob said, positives, absolutely. Decent performance. But like I said, it is different when it's competitive. They know that. But, don't get fooled by, a good result when everyone's at 70%,
And we heard from those fans, Simon, they're just a little bit worried about where the goals are going to come from. Is that a concern for Monday?
I think it has to be, seeing the threat of Kiefer Moore today coming on in the second half, he made a big difference. I think it's important how he's going to set up on Monday, and the team do their homework on how they're going to set up and play, because you're right, the biggest thing is they need a goal. They need to win the game. Where do the goals come from? I can guarantee people like Aaron Ramsey, Brendan, they'll be up for it. They'll be putting a shift in. But it's important that they all focus on the same thing, which is getting the win.
Ian,
really good to see you this
really
evening. Very quickly, 5 seconds.
He would have been in trouble if he'd lost with the fans.
Well, he might still be in trouble if he loses on Monday. Huge game to come. Simon, thanks very much for being with us. Good to see you. Nathan Blake, thanks for being with us again. Radio Wales Sport live on Monday from 7 for Wales against Latvia. Don't forget Match of the Day, Wales at 20-11 tonight. Thanks for being with us tonight on BBC Sounds and BBC Radio Wales. Larry Shawn coming up after we get the latest Radio Wales news headlines with Sean Howell.